is it's not a full 100-player lobby. There is room to spread out and loot. Maybe a little bit of a split drop might be safe and viable due to the fact that you're not just going to get gunned down by an assault rifle or pushed with a shotgun. Everyone's going to have to use throwables and bows. So it might be safer to split as a team to make sure you cover as much ground as possible and get the loot that you need. Remember, the only options for damage are bows, pickaxes, melee weapons, throwables, consumables. I see people asking about the harpoon. The harpoon is not allowed, as that doesn't fall into the category of bows and throwables and pickaxes. It's not a melee weapon.
Not a melee weapon, so you better make sure that your aim is true. The lobby is getting built at the moment. All the players are practicing as much as possible to get those bullseyes, and they're getting in the battle bus. So we'll start the game very, very shortly. You did mention Nate Hill. I did see Nick A30 hit like a 174 damage headshot on top of the spire. I mean, that will be a good vantage point. So at this point, it's all about height, I would say, but you're not going to be able to kind of beam through builds with an AR. You're not going to be able to spray. I think it's just going to be a very stacked lobby at the end of the day. There's going to be a lot of people running around at in-game, and we haven't really talked about this because it's rare, Cypher, but Storm Surge may be a huge factor.
Oh, true. So, it's going to be stacked. Players will survive a little bit longer. Hopefully the elimination points incentivizes people to go and play a little more aggressive. I mean, especially Macwood's trio, they're already down -5. They could use a few elimination points to catch back up. At the end of the day, winning the entire match is going to net you 8 points, and defeating 3 full trios is going to net you 9 points. That is a hard task to do, to defeat 3 full trios using bows only. But if you're very coordinated, you can make it happen. Another strategy that people might pick up are using the vehicles. I could see some of the 18-wheelers being rammed into people's builds. You don't have to worry about getting beamed out of a car. You could still get hit with a bow shot to the face, and that would definitely hurt, as well as maybe a stink bow stuck to your car and force you out of it. But vehicles might be very useful, as you don't have to worry about getting shot in the face by an assault rifle.
Here we go, folks. It is round 2 of the SypherPK Trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals, and we are now with our last place team. In 21st place, they have -5 points. They came in first.
Bro, we got this, bro.
And as a result, they're in last here. Let's go ahead. Where did they decide to drop in? We're going to definitely keep an eye on the elim feed as much as possible. As you already mentioned, this team is very dangerous, and I've known what it feels like to have unknown. I remember playing in the Nick A30 Creator Cup and having unknown army around. That means he just needs to see you, Cypher, and he's going to come after you.
I'm not sure how viable the aim assist is with the bows. I haven't personally used a controller and the bow shots. I've played with Nick Merckx. I don't think he's hit a bow shot this season yet, so we'll have to see. Another strategy that I just thought of on the spot might be to tame some dinosaurs. Imagine a team of 3 dinosaurs on your side, running at your opponents, attacking their walls. Taming some wolves as well could be a valid strategy. That definitely is a legal play of taming the beasts, and it might come in handy. You never know. We'll see if maybe the team landing. There's a lot of dinosaur spawns around the map.
There is.
Maybe the team landing at the predator spawn will tame those 3 or 4 dinosaurs that spawn there and recruit them to their team. Another option could be recruiting an actual NPC.
That's true. I mean, that's all up to play here as we're on board with EMAD GG with Scented and Commandment. Of course, Scented and Commandment coming in 2nd place in the FNCS alongside with Edgy. And hey, EMAD himself knows how to play in these type of formats, is the Ninja Battles champion, and he was able to get that with Bizzle and Commandment. So EMAD and Commandment, no stranger. I mean, a lot of these pros played against each other. And Cypher, what are the chances of this team? We haven't really talked about them walking away with it all.
Are we talking about EMAD and Scented and Commandment? Absolutely. I mean, EMAD and Commandment, they played in the Winter Trials, and they ended up finishing top 3. The Winter Trials had a lot of very similar tasks. I think one of the challenges was to do the Halo Warthog, emote, and try to win a game while staying in that emote the entire time. You had to, one of your teammates had to stay in that emote the entire time. So I was driving the Warthog and Saf was protecting me. So that is a challenge that, you know, EMAD and Commandment did, and they played in that. So they're comfortable doing these weird challenges. Looks like Owl has a, he's about to upgrade this probably to a mechanical. But I think in this situation, the Primal is going to be the better bow. You know, we're the difference between the Primal and the mechanical. One is that the Primal shoots faster, does a little bit less damage. Mechanical shoots slower but does more damage. So which one are you going to opt for? Are you going to want the speed or are you going to want the damage?
That's always going to be the question. I definitely would have to choose the mechanical, the amount of damage that you can do, and I really predict a lot of people will be sitting on top of builds. You know, the only good reason for the primal bow is definitely you have more variety and options of upgrading. You know, you could upgrade to the stink or you could upgrade to the flame, and we are seeing strategies kind of built up by this trio going down to one of the now more popular spots here for the FNCS down in Camp Cod. Al taking an Action Man. Looks like they're going to get a lot of fish. And looks like we are in the arena rules, so you won't see the Shockwave bow, as we mentioned during the break. And now we're going to see some Riverson action. And Riverson, another one of these players that could definitely walk away with it all. Riverson had some great placements in the FNCS Cypher.
Absolutely. And it looks like, you know, he took a little bit of damage. He might have been too close to a car when it blew up. That seems to be the case because I don't see any teams nearby in retail. It looks like he's holding on to that gas canister to make an upgrade for a mechanical bow into a flame bow. That seems to be the strategy. He could also hold on to that gas canister for late game and maybe use it offensively, as it is a throwable. So there's different ways to go about it. But we saw some teams fishing, already stacking up the cuttlefish and stinkfish. That will be really, really strong. 57 players. I think only one team has been eliminated so far, maybe two. So it's going to be a pretty stacked end game. Another thing you got to remember is you do have a limited amount of arrows to use. I believe the maximum amount is around 31. Yep. So in the late game, you know, you will need to refresh those arrows, especially if you're just spamming arrows and you're not really getting eliminations from them. You got to use them wisely. You got to make sure you have enough, because if you run out of arrows, you're going to have to run around with your pickaxe or hope that you have some throwables laying around.
Now we're on board with Alexa's trio, who does see Shio's trio out in the distance. Shio hitting up the NPC there for some quests. This may be the first elim on the broadcast, and say it ain't so, Shio. Don't be the first one that goes down. We have a primal bow in the hands of Jiven here. Jiven, and now on board with Shio. And just listen to these comps for a second. Let me just be quiet and listen to these guys talk.
Go to him! What are you guys are fucking reading the news or something, man. I swear to God.
Oh man, he is not near his teammates right now, and he's not happy about it. That NPC just gave him a gold pump, and that is really unfortunate because the chances of getting a gold pump is 0.2 or 0.4%. That is one in like few hundred. The fact that he got it right there and he's not able to use it is a pain. It is a rare occasion to get a gold pump from talking to the NPC.
That's so funny, dude. Talk about pain, man. Shio able to get that legendary gold pump. As you see, he does gesture and he does alpha up in the metal base, and that just lets Rowdy and Jiven go ahead to back away. But you already know the comms between them as Ball and Monster D-Face looking at their colossal crops, and Shio basically the fear of that trio, man. I love the vibe of this trio, though.
Absolutely. And Shio looks like he has a pretty good setup going on. 6 cuttlefish, 3 stinkfish. He's got a bow. He can actually, if he gets enough bones, he can craft that bow into primal, then use the 3 stinkfish to turn it into a stink bow, and he'll have that for the rest of the game. I think that'll be a good weapon to have.
You can't hit anybody right now.
Now
we got some shots.
Yeah, some board shots here with Rowdy, and he is a controller player, just missing just a little bit here on the left side. Taking a look at his loadout. You talked about the arrow scarcity down to 11.
probably should
down to 11 shots, and I don't see any backup, weapon to use here. It could be tough. They do have the option to go into Colossal Crops and loot up some more. There's plenty of arrows all over the map. Different ways to replenish your ammo. We'll have to see what they go. Like, I mean, if you go into the late game and everybody has 30, that's about 100 plus shots as a team, not counting your consumables and throwables. And of course, like I said, if it comes down to it, you have the option to just run in with your pickaxe. If you're doing that, though, you got to be careful. You might walk right into a flame bow or a stink bow and get put down.
Yeah, and Rowdy's going to have to rely on the trusty number 2 pickaxe to get the job done. Rowdy here knows this spot. I remember when the season was introduced, he dropped the Colossal Crops a lot. But now we're going to go ahead to Stretch, Sap, and Avery. It's kind of a sleeper team just showing up here. You know this team well, Cypher. I think they're going to be very dangerous as well. And I like the idea of double stacking a mechanical and a primal bow.
Absolutely. You have options to go either way in terms of upgrades. You have the quick shots and you have the high damage long range shots with the mechanical. I believe, a purple mechanical bow or even the blue one could hit for 170. So
it hits.
People, if you land a headshot, you can really put someone down very, very fast in just one good shot.
I always feel that Stretch alongside with Saf, they're the kind of guys that they're very flexible. They know what they need to do at in-game. But I love the trolling that's happening right here, Cypher. Seeing so many goodies not be able to picked up by our trios, just like Shio unable to get that gold pump. So it's so fascinating to hear that Cypher got me here.
Oh man, like people have probably passed up on scars, gold pumps, and all kinds of good weapons that they would probably have loved to use if this was a different round, but not today. I'm sorry.
Now we see Nick A30 here making a movement on the Whiplash. Maybe some vehicular combat may be at play as you're seeing them right south near. Actually, that's Commandment Trio just around the distance. They could be here on the rotation, as we did see the peak of Storm is going to be up here in the Stealthy Stronghold. And now you're seeing Nick able to upgrade into a flame bow. Upgrading and crafting is part of the new season as well. You get a collection of mechanical parts and the animal bones. And if you have a makeshift bow, you use animal bones to get you a primal. If you have a makeshift and you have mechanical parts, it'll get you to a mechanical bow. But we all know that Punisher and Nick A30 go way back and they have a lot of experience together. But do they have an experience in a bow only match? I don't know, Cypher.
We'll have to see. I think a lot of the action is going to happen in the late game. When everyone's stacked up and you have stink bows and you have flame bows, it's going to force, unlike ever before, it's really going to force people to move and constantly have to tunnel and readjust their positioning. Materials might run out quickly with all the flame shots going off, and the stink bows will have to make you reposition and maybe even build a wider tunnel, a wider base, so that you can move around if you get stinked. The thing about the stink bow, unlike the stink fish and the previously vaulted stink bombs, is that it has a very small radius. I've been in boxes where people try to shoot a stink bow at me, and one stink bow by itself is really not going to force you to move. But if the entire trio is rocking stink bow and they coordinate their shots, they can cover a much wider radius with the shots and really do some serious damage. And that damage hits directly into your health pool. So you can go down pretty quickly. It doesn't matter if you have 100 shields. If that health drops to 0, you will get knocked.
If you're just tuning in, this is the SypherPK Trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals, where we have every round has challenges. The first round was if you're first, you're last. And basically, if you got the victory royale, you got -5 points. That was won by Macwood's team. Here is the second round where SypherPK, the game master, basically said it is bows only. So all competitors in this match will have to use their aim and kind of reach into some, I don't know, whatever your favorite bow and arrow, I guess, Legolas type vibe you want to throw out there. They're going to have to reach into that back pocket. And you talked about Nate Hill, and he does have the skill. It looks like Nate Hill has brought along Funk Bomb and Gonzo into this fight.
Nate and Funk have been competing for a very long time. Nate just missing that shot from the backside right here, going into Stealthy Stronghold. They're going to play for the late game. They're going to position themselves here. He looks like he just dropped the frog stink sack which is going to allow one of his teammates to upgrade to a stink bow. And he already has the flame bow in hand. And as you can see, he's done a lot of fishing, 3 floppers, 2 shield fish, 3 big pots. This could come down to a sort of heal off because of the fact that there are no spray weapons, but it's going to be so stacked. And here's the thing, you know, if you get one tagged with, you know, a flame shot or a stink shot, even if it's an indirect tag, it's going to count towards your elimination if the player goes down to storm. So I think one of the strategies some teams might take is to really cover the entire field with flame and stink that belongs to them so that they can get as many tags in as possible. And if people start going down, it will reward them the elimination point.
And it's going to be super difficult to find any kind of refresher. So you're seeing all our competitors get everything that they can, all the materials, all their shields, because once it gets down into it, especially in the stealthy stronghold, as you can see, that fortified base is going to be so difficult. You cannot break through these walls here. So the most important is going to be height. And we're seeing off into the distance the Lockbee Lighthouse, where it all went down in round 1 out in the distance. Now we're on board with Bonsai a content creator here on Twitch who is also a twin. So I believe I have to guess that this may be Travis here if I had to guess. Of course, with his brother Sean. It looks like someone has a sky base. Sypher, look at this.
Oh my God, the sky base strategy. That's definitely a valid strategy.
That's over the water.
The bow and arrow shots, you know, they're not going to reach as far as a normal assault rifle or snipe shot would. So, you know, the sky base could be very fortified. People could still get close enough potentially and hit, but I don't think the bow and arrow does a lot of damage to structures. So if the sky base team, it's already coming down. Oh man, I was really hoping these guys would be able to play it out as a sky base. I think he's over the water, so he will be able to fall. Oh, whoa, he was not over the water. I guess the bow and arrows do reach that far. We'll see if Rubik's is gonna get thirsted here. Do they even notice? Oh, someone's shooting a fire shot at him. Oh, he barely survives. His teammate grabs him and pulls him away. Oh, that was close. I respect it. You know, going for the sky base in a tournament like this honestly, I would like to give them points just for attempting it. I love that. You know, hopefully we see more teams attempt to do some crazy things. As this tournament is a crazy tournament. We'll see. You'll see. You know, they're recovering already. He's got the flopper. I just want to point out that Bonsai was absolutely stacked on his loadout. He had just pretty much every possible throwable. He had the stinkfish, the cuttlefish, and he had firefly jars. We'll see if he's able to use those in the end game, pick up some eliminations.
I wonder if they're landing in stealthy stronghold. It's a great place, a lot of fishing spots as well, and opportunities to wrangle in those fireflies, as you mentioned. Now we're on board with Rubix, who attempted the sky base in the SypherPK trials, and looks like Shio gets tagged. Shio got tagged hard out there in the distance. He's gonna have to retreat back with the other casters out there. Monster Deface and Baller, and out in the distance it is Nick A30 there. We do see Riversun, so a lot of teams are jockeying for position. Looks like Commandment's team was able to pick up a supply drop, but wow, Shio got tagged, and we already seen the fear with Trio. You just hear in their comms. They're trying to find a way to recover, and now they're gonna have to rotate as the zone has been revealed. They're just shy of itself.
Oh, yo, they're overpeaking. Bro,
this moving circle is going to be crazy. And these guys, you know, there's still 54 people alive. We've only lost a few trios. People are playing it very, very safe. They are going for the placement points. But like I said, every elimination is 1 point. So it's going to be really important to end up getting those eliminations at the very end. There's a lot of eliminations to be picked up as well. We'll see how many teams finish with which eliminations.
You're seeing Monster was calling out for people that were over-peaking. Sparrow, who had a fantastic run, gets some little stink right there.
Yep.
Gets a little tags. And, you know, Sparrow, great running during the FaZe Elite Cup here. Alongside with Felix and Hippie Habitat. Sparrow and Felix have played FNCS together. Hippie Habitat, we all know, as a friendly fan for the content creator. Usually rocking a crazy wig, but Hippie retired that. I think Hippie is one of these players, like you mentioned, that are able to snatch a bag away from all these other competitors here.
He's been competing for a long time. He's been creating content for a while. I remember, you know, when he played with Nate and Funk for a period of time. So he's got the experience. He's a veteran competitor, and he's got the flame bow in hand. He's looking to get some shots down. This next circle is about to stack these 50 remaining players. There is some storm surge going on. It's going to take out about 2 players. You know, this storm surge is going to bring down the lobby to 50, and that's going to. I think it's active right now, so there might be some teams taking some storm damage as soon as the circle closes. We'll have to see who goes down, and if they have a game plan to get those tags in before the surge starts damaging them.
One thing I have to be worried about is the moving storm surge, where you have to get the lobby down into 30. That's going to get scary, considering that there's 52 right now in this surge. So there's a couple more zones before we get there. Now we're seeing that there is some players out there who have very valuable. And wow, this is going to be difficult. All the people that are in safe haven and stealthy stronghold. Cypher, tell me what you see for this team on this rotation.
Well, one thing I noticed is they have a bunch of gas canisters, and they even have so much that they're actually dragging some with them. They're like trying to, juggle them. I saw a couple on the ground. They might have to abandon them because they're going to make this long rotation, and it is pulling to the opposite side of stealthy. These teams, we got Riverson and his team moving in. Right now, Riverson is leading. He is typically the IGL for his team. Very, very strong IGLs, making the callouts needed to get them in safely without using too many resources. They have a lot of gas canisters. I fully expect them to utilize that in the moving zones to take out some teams.
We're seeing Scented pick up some nice elims against Cozy's team. I think the Cozy team is out. Scented with some nice skewered shots right now, and Riverson leading his team to some nice positioning off the ground. I think more than anything, high ground will be a key factor, considering that you could definitely get a nice arrow down below, but you see in the gas canisters explosions coming out here, and now we're going to get into it. That's the half in and half out. The 5th zone after this is going to go into moving, and we're getting closer and closer to that 7th zone, which has that dreaded 30-man storm surge. It's going to get scary here, and it's going to the intensity will pick up. And the only thing is, oh my,
they're going down. They got broken out. You got to be careful. The builds are not safe.
He goes down.
Due to the fact that there's fire everywhere and explosive gas canisters, you are not safe. Bucky is knocked, but Unknown carries him to a box. He's going for the heal right now. Macwood on the top, trying to see if any teams are pushing up on them. Moving circle is going across the water onto a different island. He's throwing stinks at the team on the 2nd height right now. Some good damage. He's got 2 more of those to throw. If he uses them well, he will do extremely good damage and maybe get some knocks. One thing you got to be careful is hard mats are super important here. 1 flame bow will take out the entire tarp of wood. So you do got to utilize wood sparingly, use it to move around, but a bit of flame action will take out your entire tarp and have you falling to your death.
You saw SypherPK's team, they were contesting at height right there, so height is contested. There it is. Macwood was able just to hold on to it, and there it is. The structure's coming down.
It's coming down again. Just like I said, Buck goes down to fall damage, so does Felix. Macwood and Unknown Army now fighting in a 2v2. Macwood with a good body shot right there, but he's down to 130 wood. He has someone off guard. He's looking for a shot right here. He's got like 6 or 7 shots left, leading the bow shot, taking a little bit of damage himself. He's just trying to get a shot in, and he does hit him right there, but now he got hit as well. He's down to 12 health. The stink bows could take him out. He's opting to eat the stinkfish. You could use the stinkfish offensively, and you can also eat them. And honestly, I would have ate them. I would have just thrown them and hoped I got some knocks. Played risky, but he decides to play a little bit safe right here. Someone's following their builds. He's pulling out the pickaxe to try to put him down. The storm is closing. He knows he's weak, and he needs that knock. I think his teammate just got the knock. Now they're moving into this tunnel. He's going for the thirst. The circle is pulling backwards. There's a quick refresh right there. He still only has 3 bow shots, 2 stink bows to utilize. He just accidentally went into the storm, and now he's backing his entire trio on him. He's got his pickaxe out, but he's taking stink damage. His own stink ended up knocking him. That is Thief's team right there.
I got a kill.
Oh my, and yes, Cypher, the zone is actually going back up north, and it's still going to mainly stay just on a little bit. Let's take a look at the overall view. It's actually Rubik's team sitting at height, but look at the chaos down below. These
Storm Surge is kicking in
strong. Yeah, Storm Surge is kicking in hard. Actually, it does just shut off here for the brief moment as so many players have gone down. Now, the good thing is you're at height, but we already saw Macwood didn't have a lot of arrows, and now you only have 6 arrows, so you're gonna have to choose wisely at who you put pressure. Now we're gonna take a look at the low ground. We're seeing some craziness happen because the zone again, Cypher, is pulling back over the water.
Yup, this is a water zone, the dreaded water zone, and it's gonna force everybody to be building, and these builds are on fire. You see the fire damage coming in. Any wood structure is not safe. Stretch, Avery, and Saf looking healthy, but they're taking some damage. Hippie is the last person on his team still alive, and he's very, very healthy. He's got 10 shots in his flame bow, and he's got good amount of shields. He just picked up an elimination on Riverson, and that's going to be happening a lot here as people start going down a storm. 3 gas canisters. They're about to blow up next to Hippie. He barely dodges them, but they're falling down. They probably took some people out with them. He's not on height. He's alive by himself. He's looking for eliminations. There's some flame bow shots. A quick miss right there. Is he going to go into storm? No, he's going to opt to keep his health. He's breaking into builds that are on fire. He's taking 10 ticks. Got a hit. Fire damage. You got a good hit right there. Missed shot. He's just trying to land whenever he can land. He's got players in storm. Just pull out your pickaxe and swing at them. He's got a player in his box. He's trying to move around. He's down to 20 metal. He's stuck in this cone and he's taking stink damage. He needs to move. You cannot stay still in this format. It's going off the hill. It's going down. People might fall to their death here. 20 health remaining. No mats. He's literally just parkouring on top of these builds right now. His own flame shot might kill him. He's down. He gets a knock right before going out. Eliminated by Noah Plays.
Okay, you ready?
Height team versus low team. How many teams are left? It might be 2 full teams. They're going down. Fall damage takes out Rubik's, just like I said. It was going downhill. He had no more mats. He threw a gas canister. Orps still alive. Minish still alive. He's out of mats too. He's going for the pickaxe play. This is chaos. Commandment is still alive. They're going for the pickaxe eliminations right here. They are going to pick up that elim. And then one more bow shot. They hit a solid bow shot to the body. They got to make sure the heal off does not go down. That player's in the storm. They might have interrupted the heal. Commandment is still healthy. He's got 50 health remaining. Minish a little bit lower. Minish is actually healing. Commandment might go down to Minish.
Good shit, baby. Let's go.
The cabbage came in and clutched up for Minish. I thought Commandment had it. Him and his team played really well at the end, picked up some really good eliminations, but the cabbage play came in clutch. You know, it came down to a heal off, but honestly, I was expecting a bigger heal off. That came really, really close. If Commandment and his teammate found Minish before he could pop those cabbages, they might have been able to take him out and take it. But I think they still picked up a lot of eliminations at the end. I love seeing them coordinate with the pickaxes. They knew that was the guaranteed damage, and they both pickaxed at the same time to put down some players.
What a phenomenal breakdown there and call from SypherPK. This is your trials. Did you expect it to go down like this for a bow only?
I fully expected it to be super stacked. Teams, of course, still played very safe and tried to pick up eliminations in the moving zones. You know, as long as you kept moving and you were not stuck in the stink or flames, you stayed alive a lot longer. And you saw a lot of players pick up eliminations just from getting tags and other players going down to storm. But I love to see the storm play. I love to see the pickaxe plays come in. Some decent bow shots were hit for sure. That was fun. That was fun. And you know, that was the bow only round. We've got some more rounds coming in. Every round is going to be different in the SypherPK trials.
Oh, yeah. And let's go ahead and see what's going to be round 3. We already got 2 rounds in the books. If you're first or you're last and bow hunter, y'all talk about it in the chat. We'll be right back after this break. Don't you go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act. It's so classic. Every time you make me nervous and I lose my words. It's It's been a while since I forgot the most simple words. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me.
SypherPK trials. This shit's crazy.
Now I know why I never worked out before. Hello, it would always turn out bad, so bad. But every time we start a fight, we always stop in time. We both know how to be gentle, never cross the line. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me.
Crazy game so far. Crazy game. I love the SypherPK trials. Yeah, me too, man. Absolutely amazing so far.
It's scary sometimes,
Yo, thank you
but
for
I
watching.
know we're safe.
Which one's been your favorite one so far? Out of the two?
Welcome back, everybody, to the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. I am Sancho West, and you all know who SypherPK is because this is his channel, SypherPK. My man, what do you think so far after 2 rounds in the books?
I'm loving it so far. People are having so much fun. I'm seeing a lot of the reaction from the chat. They're having a great time. They're loving it. We've got a lot more challenges coming up. This next one will be pretty interesting as well. It's really going to limit the mobility of the players. That's the only hint I'll give so far until we reveal the round. And we've got a few more after that that are interesting as well. So this is one of the bow one was one of the tough ones. I think that one required the most strategy and gameplay change. These next ones, we'll have to see how people adapt.
Let's see how our players adapt to the bow hunter. Let's take a look at some replays of that previous round, some highlights, if you will. And you kind of mentioned it. You still have to do the basics, and we saw a sky base go up from Rubik's. But hey, it was the sky base team that were able to come on top and get the victory out. Cypher.
And height was not safe, even though height was a good point to be to throw down canisters and stuff. There were so many different ways. Look at that great shot. Maybe a headshot on Riverson taking him out. Some good shots from the top, as well as some pickaxe plays right here. The coordinated pickaxe at the very end was beautiful to see. Commandments and his team, of course, making it to end game. You know, you not surprised there. Not surprised to see them there. Maybe with the pop-off win, you can see how happy he was to see Fortnite? His victory royale.
You know what? Shouts to Midi's teams right there, because most of the time when I do a sky base, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I break my ankles and I'm out. But they were able to pull it off from doing an unsuccessful sky base into it. But Cypher, I would really wish that sky base worked. I wanted that.
Was Midi's team the team that tried the skybase? That's why they won. They got the good fortune of attempting to do a skybase in the SypherPK trials, and they ended up still clutching the win. That's why they won. So we'll see if some other teams come up with some interesting strategies.
Yeah, I think if you were going to execute in a skybase type in this format, you would have to do it a lot further away from that end zone. Because more than anything, if Sky Bases in this season, you could see it from clear as day. You would have to start way back and be at a place where, like you kind of mentioned, where not necessarily where arrows can hit, but where you're just untouchable way up there.
For sure. The arrows can still take you down. I think it was a smart attempt, good strategy. But yeah, the bow hunter played out really well, and some players picked up a lot of eliminations. I'm hearing, we're still getting in the final results, but I'm hearing some people picked up 8 eliminations on their own in that round. So a lot of damage could be put out there, and if you get those points, that's going to really set you up for success for the rest of the tournament.
I cannot wait to see what all the content creators and pros make from the SypherPK trials. I think there's going to be so many awesome highlights, so many awesome comms happening all over the place, and we already see, I guess, the shenanigans from our caster trio of Shio, Bala, and Monster D-Face, who had a shot. They did really well. I think let's just say zones were unfair to them. I want to throw that out there. Zones were unfair to that. But any other trios surprised you in round 2 that were still in the fight at in-game?
I loved seeing Riverson and Noah go at it. I like that they were stacking the gas canisters. Definitely an underrated trio in regards to the trios that we mentioned in the beginning. They will for sure have some good plays going in. I think they had the right mindset going into it.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first standings of the day. Now, let's see who was able to come on top. We talked about all the elims. It is Team Rubik's who were able to walk away with the victory royale in the first spot so far with 6 elims and 14 total points. In second place, EMAGG had 9 elims and had 14 points. So it's a tie up the top right now. The tiebreaker being the victory royale, and Nate Hill team's having 6 elims with 11 points total. And taking a look at the rest of the way, and Macwood's team only 2 elims and 2 points there. Cypher.
I mean, it looks like they still, this is after their -5. Are they +2 now after the round 2? So it looks like they're making a comeback, considering they started off the tournament in dead last place after round 1. To see them in the top 11, it's great to see. Rangers team picking up 8 eliminations as well. Really good. Hippie, Noah, all those teams doing extremely well. I wonder what's going on with Team SypherPK, my brothers. No points, and also no points for the caster team as well. Monster D-Face, Shio, and Bala
thank you
not
so much
picking up
for
any points
stream,
yet. This is only round 2. They still have a few more rounds to go. So we'll see if they end up sticking to their word and making the top 3.
Stay safe. Peace.
Come on, guys. 0 points. 0 points. Come on. I mean, at least we know that you could, jump off Lockie's Lighthouse. I mean, we get that. But you need to get some points on the board. You don't want to walk away with a big old goose egg. But hey, there's plenty of opportunities, as you mentioned as well. You teased, Cypher, that there is a comeback round in the future. So, so that's some more opportunities to move up the leaderboard. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about round 3. What is the format for this round, Cypher?
Round 3, we got the classic Fortnite challenge. You cannot jump. Players must unbind their jump key or rebind it to a button they're not going to click, because you still need to jump out of the battle bus. And then they're going to play out the rest of the match like a standard Fortnite match. You just can't use your jump. You got to crank some 90s without jumping, which is possible. You got to tarp without jumping. And if by chance you accidentally jump, your points will be invalidated for this round. So you need to make sure, you unbind your jump key and bind it to a button just so that you can jump out of the battle bus, and do not accidentally press that button, or you might cost your team some points.
Man, this is going to be hilarious to watch, I would say. I had this these things happen to me. I'm a controller player, okay? Sometimes the jump button gets sticky, gets a little impacted, and you can't jump. And it is the scariest thing when you cannot do that. That is something that it gets you in rhythm. When you make your rotations, you're jumping so you won't get tagged. And at the same time, the only stipulation is you can't jump. So all the weapons and everything else has been fully unlocked, Cypher.
Yeah, you can use whatever you want. You can use whatever strategy you want to win, to pick up eliminations. I think some of the pro teams will still have a really good time here doing their normal play. Hopefully jumping doesn't jeopardize their play too much, because they won't be able to do it. And some people might end up falling to their death because of the no jumping. Some people might get stuck in the storm and be unable to move around. It's really going to limit your movement. I've done this challenge a few times in my Fortnite career, so I'm kind of experienced. But some people have never attempted something like this, so we'll see how it messes with their gameplay.
Okay, so what's the strat then? If you know, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce?
I think the secret is to almost play like a bot. You gotta tone down your movement, and you gotta rely a lot on your accuracy and your ability to shoot back. You're not gonna be able to really crank above their head as easily. A lot of box fight plays, a lot of limited movements, and good edits will win you fights. Of course, tarping, you're still going to want to tunnel into the moving zones. You still want to make sure you're playing your typical Fortnite. But when it comes down to it, like if you get stuck, in between a rock and a ramp, or if you get in a weird situation, you got to know how to move around without using your jump and get out of there as quickly as possible.
Man, I'm wondering who was able to make this adjustment on the fly. We've already had if you're first or last, we've already had a bow only and the bow hunter round, and now we have no jump. So make sure if you're competing and you're watching right now to unbind it, because you do not want to be disqualified or get some negative points heading your way. And at the same time, as we have a lot of observers watching, so for those of you at home wondering if that's going to be possible, we could watch everything. We see everything, and we're definitely waiting on a couple more teams to get inside the battle bus. It does take some time to unbind. No doubt, there's people like, Cypher, come on, man, no jumping. What do you mean? What's next? You're going to have us turn off turbo building?
That might have been a good option as well. You never know; it might show up. I think some of these players, they don't know what they were signing up for. They might have thought this was going to be your, typical run-of-the-mill tournament, and they're surprised. They're surprised with some of these rounds. But I think the team that can adjust and do the best strategy will win. And I think Fortnite has always been about adapting to nonstop changes and updates. Fortnite's always updating, always bringing in new things, new weapons, map changes. It's a game that's constantly evolving. So hopefully these players are kind of built for this kind of tournament.
And hopefully players are a little built different. No jumping. I wish there was just low ground warriors everywhere and limited builds. I wish we had the power to do that, because that would be in my wheelhouse. So we're definitely going to get this going and make sure everyone's unbind their jump. And I would think the strategy would be just to play for center as much as possible, get there early, maybe get a vehicle, you just chill and vibe out, coast your way into an in-game. We already saw Storm Surge being a factor, showing up just a little bit there. And I know this is not a full 100-player lobby, but at the same time, getting into those 50 to 30 thresholds will be a factor. And it's always deadly facing that 30 players threshold there for that Storm Surge Cypher.
Yeah, because that usually happens during moving circle. Mm-hmm. You're already in shambles. You're already, have a lot of moving parts, and having to worry about damage output during that moment can be scary. Like I've gone down in moving circles because of Storm Surge. It's the worst feeling, because you feel like I've made it all the way here to the end, and now I got this storm attacking me. I need to move quick. I need to do something. So I think we will see a little bit of Storm Surge in moving circles here, because players might be a little less aggressive due to their maybe inability to jump. Might make them not want to play as aggressive as they usually do.
We'll see, and all the shenanigans will unfold. And let us know on social media, wherever you are, or in the chat in the SypherPK channel here, what has so far been your favorite moments of the SypherPK trials. Don't forget to clip and all those kinds of things, and that is going to definitely help the vibe go up, because that's what it's all about. It's about these old school vibes here, and we're getting the battle pass just ready to go, just making sure that everyone still understands these rules. We don't want anyone to miss out on any opportunities to play along in to get to the end game. Again, no jumping, and I can't imagine someone who forgets or accidentally doesn't understand. It's all rhythm based. All of a sudden you think that you can put this build or jump just to get that crank that 90, and all of a sudden you slip off your builds. It's kind of reminds me of the times where all of a sudden, gravity, anti-gravity happened there to one of these competitions. So let's see how it all unfolds here. Round 3 of the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals, and we're on board with the winners of round 2 of the Bow Hunter Rubik's team.
And And you notice he bound his jump to the equals button. That's probably a button he will not click throughout the rest of this match. You still need to bind it so that he's actually just unbinding it completely. And that's a really smart strategy. He does not want to accidentally jump, because if you do accidentally jump, you'll invalidate the points for this round. So none of it will count for your team. You gotta be careful. So I think that's the way to go about it. That's smart. He bound it so he can get out of the bus, and then he just completely unbinds it. And now he doesn't have to worry about accidentally jumping. Early game is still going to feel kind of similar for most people. You're going to have to, as you can see on the bottom left, Forbes ran towards that fence, ran straight into it, probably try to jump, and then realize, oh, I have to break through this. So a little bit of muscle memory is going to mess up some of these players. But I think the biggest tragedy will be in the end game when you got to maneuver through a bunch of builds and tunnels. If you accidentally think you can jump and you don't, you might end up falling to your death or falling into the storm.
I really believe this is going to be Emad's, Edgy's. Oh, wow. Early fights. Here we go. Nick A30 without the ability to jump. Can he get into this box? He gets cracked, but he does. Oh,
he's got a knock on Auto PK. That is my brother. Nick A30 going against the PK family. Punisher is knocked. Auto is knocked. Nice. He gets knocked by Junior, but Junior gets thirsted. Nizar is running in now. It's Nizar versus Cultures. Cultures is trying to stick the res. Nizar is breaking in as quickly as he can, but the res go off? I'm not even sure. 1v1 situation. If Nizar clutches up, he can reboot. But if Cultures clutches up, he will be able to reboot Nick A30 and Punisher.
Bait him with that, yep.
1v1, and he's baiting the res. Nizar is at a health disadvantage. He only has 100 health, and he has a gray makeshift. He's trying to make the play to clutch it up for the PK brothers. He's getting the elimination points at least secured by thirsting the knocked player. 1v1. It's all coming down to this, Sancho.
Coming down to this action here, and it's going down in a 50-50 box fight. No jumping. He has to walk out.
He can't jump. He's walking out.
He has to walk out, only down to 14 HP. It's Culture going against the PK family. Nizer doing his best to hold on as much as possible. It just looks so funny. It's like everyone has cement boots, and they're able to move, and that is why Culture's able to. Nick's still up.
Nick's still up.
Oh, no.
He's dropping down.
Here we go.
Nick bleeds out. That's another elimination point.
Oh, no.
And Nizar goes down. That was a well-fought fight. 2 points secured. But Nick A30, Punisher, and their teammate are going to be able to come back in after this reboot and make a play for the end game. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased. I was rooting for my little brothers and my cousin to take it home. I think they fought really well, secured a couple elimination points, but at the end of the day, Nick A30, Punisher, and Culture are gonna try to go into the end game. They gotta recover real quick, loot the rest of Pleasant Park. Fortunately for them, there is an upgrade NPC here, so they might be walking out with a bunch of purple pumps. You know, you've already got the P90. He's got the blue makeshift assault rifle, so that will be turning into a Scar as soon as he farms some of these cars. And they're going to be pretty stacked going into the end game.
What I would say on vertically challenged engagement right then and there. All no jumping, and Pleasant Park goes to Nick A30's team, no doubt going after that bunker chest there in the yellow house. Back to our caster trio, our caster team of Monster D-Face, Shio, Wager, and Byler TW.
Looks like he's got a good loadout, and they're looting. They landed Colossal. I don't know if they've got Colossal uncontested.
Believe
some of the new POIs are not as contested as some of the older ones. I guess some of the players opting for the familiar POIs that they might already have strategies for. So Colossal is going to be center map. Seems like they still have a bit to rotate in terms of circle, but they shouldn't be too far as they put themselves in a good spot in the middle of the map. And they have all these shields to work with. If this is the game that they're going to pop off on, they've got the tools already for it.
Yeah, you're seeing they are basically splitting Colossal crops, maybe no doubt avoiding the orchard area because Elixir there is normally there, and at the same time Monster D-Face taking Zate Hill to himself. But now we're going to Macwood's team out here in Craig Eclipse. This is a great spot in the POV. Cypher, what do you like about landing in Craggy Cliffs? I know you land in Dirty Docks normally for FNCS, but was Craggy Cliffs ever an option?
Craggy Cliffs is definitely an option. The only reason we have not landed here is actually it's such a good option. There's so many pro trio teams that land here, mainly because you get the guaranteed barrels inside the main building, and that's going to help you maintain shield as you're walking out. You can see he has full shield and 6 minis and 2 big pots, and all his team have minis and big pots. You also have an NPC that will upgrade your weapons for you, which is really important to try to secure the Spaz shotgun and the scars. And you have all these vehicles, and you're in a decent spot to rotate. Even though you're on the edge of the map, you've got water rotation options. You can use boats, and you've got some vehicles that you can use if you at least save one to drive down the road into circle. So this is one of the most overpowered drop spots. It's one of the most contested drop spots. And some people might not realize just how good of a spot it is. But the reason why players like Buck, Macwood, and Unknown Army, and as well as some other pro trios land here is because it's consistent at delivering shield and good weapons.
It looks like this team has going to make their way all the way down south as first zone revealed in the southern area of the Fortnite Island, and that is where you see team replays there alongside Thieves and Perfect Tilt. And this is the same kind of option. Basically, the Shantytown here and, of course, the Slurp Factory and the Slurpy Swamps have the ability to retain shield at the same time. There's a lot of opportunities for fishing spots. And this is the thing about it. It's still, you have to play Fortnite in a meta sense, Cypher, but at the same time, you can't jump.
Yep. And, you know, it's really like in the early game, you can feel comfortable, but in the heat of a fight, you can see people forget that they can't jump. Like when we watch Nizar dropped into that box against the Cr4zyAce trio, he felt like sucked. Like he almost stopped moving and he was confused. It's like, oh my God, I'm in this box. I can't get out. And he's like slowly walking backwards. When you get into a fight, you might quickly forget that not jumping is something you do a lot in Fortnite fights, and you don't really notice that it's gone until you're actually fighting. It looks like Sented's team's getting shot at here as they're rotating into circle. But it's another team in a vehicle. They might go for some hits here against Redish's team for some storm tags. I see just Sented in the car. He might be getting a head start. His teammates are still trailing behind him. But look how confident he is running into Holly Hedges, even though his team is pretty far away. He's just moving forward, and I mean he is an experienced veteran player, so he's not going to be phased right now as he walks in. Dinosaurs to the left. I think they're going to ignore the dinosaurs. If the dinosaurs were any stronger, they might be worth recruiting to your team. But you know, the only issue is that a lot of the times the dinosaurs might turn on you and start breaking your own builds.
So awkward.
I see what you did there. You said phase and, you know, Scented just joined phase. I like what you did there. That's very clever there. But what I was going to point out earlier was, you know, Scented and Commandment, they have experience being low ground warriors along edgy. So anytime in FNCS, they're on the low ground, wrapping everything up. So if they can't jump, they'll do really well. Let's see what Midi and Forbes and Rubik's can do. Is currently sitting in second place. Sented's team with alongside the E-Man Commandment in third place. But the chaos is breaking down here, and the Spire is getting some use and getting some verticality with the zip lines. So hey, you can't jump, but that doesn't mean you can't use the zip lines. Some great height right there. Some nice beams coming in from Macwood, and what a clever position there, Cypher.
He's taking some great shots. He's using the beams and the zip line to get the vertical movement. Putting in pressure right now, takes this wall. He knows this player is at a huge health disadvantage, but he's still going to try to play a little bit safe. He's got a great beam on the back, 70 white damage right there. That player is one shot away from going down. Unknown Army looking to secure elimination. Macwood pushing. There's a lot of different twists and turns at the Spire. They've got about a minute before Storm starts going down, and they secure the knock on Akex. Cozy is somewhere nearby, and so is Ducks. I think that team is going down. Unknown and Buck secured the eliminations right there, and it's over. That's 3 elimination points right there for this trio. And look at the loot. Got the purple shotgun, purple Spaz shotgun, the Scar, the stink bow is going to be really important, especially if you can't jump. It's going to be a little bit harder to move around in your box. That stink bow might be even more lethal than ever before.
We're already seeing some lot of elims are happening a lot faster before, like in Bow Hunter. It took a while before we got some elims, but it looks like not a lot of obstacles are in the way. I mean, we have seen fences, we have seen ramps get in the way of our competitors because they can't jump, but still, a lot of pro teams are making some aggressive plays here. Let's see what Thieves and Replays and Tilt can do here, electing to go to the Hydro Station. So we all know they went from their rotation going down from the Slurpy Swamps to the Shanty Towns, moving their way all the way up here to the Hydro 16. So it looks like these guys are just doing all they can to get all the power. And now we're taking a look. It just seems that Elixir's team and Bala, Shayo, and Monster D-Face, this is the second time that they're kind of crossing paths.
Yep, they can't seem to get away from each other. Oh my God, the explosion from the truck pushes Bala nearly off the edge. And now Shayo is trying to keep Bala alive. Bala is bleeding out. The pressure is coming in. He was not expecting that truck to be such low health. And here comes the beams. It's not looking good for the caster squad. Nate Hill's team cleans it up from the backside.
Did you hear Shayo yell, "I can't jump"?
Oh man, that was rough. He actually, so you notice he phased through his ramp, and what he probably tried to do is he probably tried to jump up and place a ramp.
Right.
And he couldn't do it. He couldn't jump. So the ramp was just phased, and he got shot through his ramp. Really uncomfortable position to be in. So if you're getting triple sprayed, you gotta like try to do a reverse ramp or figure out a different way to kind of layer some builds in front of you. Because not jumping is definitely gonna affect that.
Clearly, right then and out, and still 0 points for the caster trio, doing their best to get off the mat as much as possible.
You guys are just tuning in. This is the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. Each round, there's a unique challenge or unique rule set for these competitors. We had a bow only round. We had a round where the team that wins loses 5 points. That was a quick one. And now we are entering the no jumping round. All these players had to unbind their jump, and they're playing out the rest of this match like they normally would. The only catch is they're not allowed to jump.
I got a bunch of extra. I got extra.
Now we're on board here with Elixir, Rowdy Bros, and Jiven. And they had a pretty good position. I like this idea, recycling the building here to be able to maintain your match, and at the same time, though, this is going to be tough, though, Cypher. We all know that if you're sitting on the north side of the circle, a lot of the server is going to come to you. And now that they pulled this zone, more people are going to finally show up. And we all know this mountain down south can cause a lot of issues. And can you imagine heading into this type of in-game situation, Cypher, and you can't jump?
I know that this is actually perfect scenario for myself and for the viewers, that there's going to be a mountain zone in the end game, because that is going to cause a lot of people to die to storm. We have a fight going on here. Eman and his team pushing.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Is this Eman and his team pushing against Reddish?
Reddish, yes.
Yep.
He's in the bush.
And they got 2 knocks already. Looking to finish the fight right here. This is a very, very deadly trio to be going up against, and they're playing aggressive. I feel like, you either are going to play less aggressive, knowing that you can't jump, or you're going to play even more aggressive, knowing that your opponents can't jump. So it's easier to lock them down, piece control them, and keep them in the box.
And we're taking a look as that aggressive trio was able to net so many elims in the bow hunter round. We're talking about
great shot right there.
Yes,
is going down.
They had 9 elims in that bow hunter round, and now they're just kicking it up a notch here with the all full arsenal. You're just seeing that no jumps needed there to take out Reddish. Now Reddish coming all the way from the EU. So that off-ping could be a big challenge for Reddish, of course, playing with Zemi, who has played in the Twitch Rivals before, and Dukes of Nukes, a good guy who knows how to meme. That's going to be tough to meme when you have pros knocking on your front door. As you see Punisher out in the distance alongside with Nick at 30. I see them, all the boys riding in the one car, and now we've seen Unknown, Macwin, and Bucky. Now these are going to be some prime opportunities to get some nice tags here, because now you're seeing the rest of the server. As I mentioned, 136!
Headshot from long range, and he secures the elimination on Headshot Chick. That is unfortunate. Headshot Chick got headshotted.
Oh man, she's such Liz is such a nice person right there. Did not deserve to get bopped like that. But hey, the bow hunter round may have kind of sharpened these accuracy skills there. Macwood with the big time engagement now. And Bonsai
they're not done.
They're not done yet. They get the green light and they're going in, but so many skirmishes are now happening throughout the mountain here. We got Hippie's team going up against Sparebow. Oh, yeah, Hippie and Sparebow and Felix now holding on against Rubik's team, our previous winner here in round 2. But this is it, man. This is all the action you're happening here. No one's going to wait for the fights. They're going to go ahead and get some elims here, Cypher.
And you notice the fights, they're not as tall. Like the build fights, like the one we saw with Emad's team, like they went 3 or 4 stories up, and that was the max that it went. A lot of these fights are going to be short. They're going to be low ground fights. They're going to be low box fights. And they're not going to really crank up, because most of people's strategy when they're cranking, there is jumping involved. You know, most people when they do their 90s, they jump. They do their side cone jump to get elevation. You can't do any of that. The only strategy in terms of gaining height is to literally just run up your ramp like this is season 2, chapter 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that, man. I remember there was a time, let me take you back, Fortnite fam, was that basically everyone said, don't bind cones. Cones are not important. No one cones, to get rid of it. But now it's essential. And now we took away jumping, one of the most essential uses of mobility. And so far, I just see a lot of W key, a lot of straight up box fighting. And that's been the strategy that's been working so far here. And yeah, there's still Macwood's team coming into this one, -3 points. So they're trying to get away because they came in first in that one round where you came in first. You got -5 points.
Yep. And it looks like they're pushing. They already have 8 eliminations. They're playing very aggressive. They need these elimination points. They started the tournament off -5. They were the team that won the first round, which if you won the first round, you lost 5 points. They were the slowest team at eliminating themselves. So they're making up for it already this round. They've got 8 eliminations, and Sap is dancing on Owl. A little bit of BM right there from Sap's team. They took out Owl, hit him with a quick dance, and then thirsted him. That is my former teammate right there. I won the Fortnite winter trials with him. He is a competitor, Sap. I loved competing with him, and he's an OG Fortnite competitor. He's been competing since the very start, since before there were official Fortnite tournaments. He was competing. So, you know, he's not a person you want to run into in these tournaments.
The same goes for SypherPK, of course, yourself. Winning one of the great elim races that kicked off everything of what we know is the early stages of competitive Fortnite. But now we're on board here with some of the names that we've seen before. And Scented Commandment and Emad GG have some great stormholds against Taken right now. And that's going to be a matter of moments. This is going to be wrapped here. There's so much. You can't jump, dude. Like, well, how are you going to get up here? You're going to have to use your builds. And you're seeing the builds being expensive here. And Taken's going to have to literally go all the way around. But that's just going to allow so much easy tracking. And the only one thing, as Commandment said, and Emad have to be careful of, is that huge structure out in the background that could kind of send beams, as you still see Upshaw up there. But this is, look at this, man.
He's trying, but his movement is so limited. And it's already ticking for 5. I think he's going down. I see in the kill feed right now, Emad eliminated Taken, so he did end up going down. Just if you get stuck, this is also the moving circle might go up and down hills, and you gotta hope that you're up on top of some builds as you're moving. But it also comes with the risk that if you're on the high ground, or if you're up and you need to start dropping, you can't jump. So your movement as you're dropping down is going to be limited. You might miss a ramp, you might miss a floor, and then falling to your death.
Big beams coming in here from Riverson. No jumping, but that doesn't mean that the beams could ring true. As we're seeing the zone, the 5th zone is pulling up north here. And you're already seeing the effects here of not being able to jump, as 27 players are only up in the lobby. So Stormstorm's going to be a factor. Down go Elixir right there. And they get a big box fight with Hippie Habitat's team. So that team's still up, but look at who's at height. I am not surprised that Stretch and Avery are on height. No way. They're up there. Let's see if they could hold going forward, Cypher.
So it's interesting. The no jump situation has actually caused less players to be alive. And I think that's because the fights are way more dangerous and way more lethal. A lot of times, like let's say you got you got hit really hard, you can crank up 4 or 5 stories, you can crank some 90s, get away, and really drag the fight out. Not being able to jump is causing so many players to go down fast in the fight, especially if they get cracked off the start, and the fights are finishing a lot quicker, resulting in more eliminations for stronger teams that are confident in fighting without jumping, and it's resulting in quicker fights, so less players are alive in this endgame.
You're seeing Saf's team came in 6th place in the bow hunter round. Saf picking up 2 elims himself. So right now they're looking to close out round 3. No jumping here in the SypherPK trials with a great finish, considering that they're buying for height. They did send some rocket RPGs to Unknown's way.
15 seconds.
So now we're going to take a look at a team that does not really like height. And as I mentioned, E-Man has a great ability to flex into any spots, and that's Scented and Commandment alongside with E-Man. They're going to make their way moving alongside the dead side of the zone. So they're trying to pick off any other teams, look for a refresher, and get some nice, valuable elimination points. But as you see, look at this Cypher, clean, no one in their way.
Yep, and they do have to use a little bit more builds, but it looks like right here they're just going to make a run for it as they are on the dead side. You see an RPG going and hitting Buck's team is going to knock them down. This is going up a hill right here, and this is the fear right now for a lot of these teams. Is if they get stuck on a weird side near the hill, it's going to be hard to go up. You can't side jump. It looks like E-Mad's team is opting to not go up the hill and just run up the side of the hill and hope that this is enough. And I think it is paying off for them. They do have a very clean rotation right here. You got some teams tunneling in. Felix, Sparebro, they're getting shot down. And now E-Mad's team is turning around and holding them as well against the storm. 2 teams up against the storm right there. It's gonna be a little bit dangerous as they're moving, because if this hill goes any higher, they will get stuck in the storm.
And no doubt, if you run out of builds, you slip on down, you get knocked down, that storm is going to hurt you. You're not going to be able to get up in a fast manner. So wait, a great turn and burn from E-Mad, Scented and Commandment there to slow down that rotation. But now they're going to move up a mountain. It's getting close to the mountain play. It's getting closer and closer. I got a little bit scared. It's so close, just a little bit in. Misty Meadows here, Cypher.
17 players alive. This is still a pretty stacked end game. People have to move around. We are entering Misty. Misty is surrounded by mountains. The circle could go up and down different mountains as we're speaking right now. Stretch team is on height. They're comfortably on height. And, you know, I honestly have them winning this round. This is an early prediction, or I guess a late prediction, that Stretch's team is going to take it.
Now we're on board here with the winning team from round 2 of the Bow Hunter only. They're doing really well. They have some really nice situations, but the only thing that's hurting them is the builds. A lot of soft mats here, and that's going to be the green light for Saf, Stretch, and Avery there to send those beams down below. So much action here as Macwood's out in the front of the storm. He does get Sparebro's teams out of the tournament, but Macwood now has got to work as fast as possible and avoid the beams from Saf's team. And right behind them is Edgy Scented Commandment there, and send some beams along the way. Some nice tags on the shins, and you can't jump when you get tagged, but E-Mad
gets knocked down.
Eliminated by Unknown Army. That was just so amazing to see someone getting shin blasted and unable to jump and still hold on there, Cypher.
The reality is that height is actually really valuable here, because the teams can't jump, so the teams at the bottom are forced to fight each other more than ever. It's just nonstop shooting. Unknown Army putting on a clinic with these shots. Gets knocked, but not before taking out 3 or 4 players. That's the Unknown Army I remember from back in Chapter 2, Season 2, when he used to annihilate people with the drum gun. Saf all the way on height on top of these buildings. He's dropping down to finish some eliminations. Avery, Stretch, and Saf win the game. Height paid off well at the end. They secured it just before moving circle, and they were able to keep it and win this round.
The fundamentals of Fortnite pro play ring true despite having no ability to jump. And Zap and Stretch alongside with Avery were able to get the victory royale and some big time elim points. But that was really good. That was a fantastic finish.
That was solid. It played out. I think I had a feeling the pros were going to take this one, because it is your standard Fortnite. You know, just no jumping, but all the other things still apply. Rotation, dead side, you know, triple spraying, refreshes, everything is still there. You just can't jump. And the team that won was able to adapt and take it home.
Yeah, and that was the big thing about it, is there you saw so many teams making the right kind of rotations. You saw Macwood with the early rotation. You had Scented's team kind of coming right behind them, and then all it took was Macwood and Unknown just to turn and burn. And all of a sudden, those beams, as you mentioned, Unknown, known for it, who had a phenomenal solos run, was able to send down the beams, was able to get the knock. Unfortunately, Demon Bucky wasn't able to hold on to kind of get into the top 2 finish, but still some phenomenal play. And so far, the consistent play out of Rubik's team there at the end game there.
Yep, and they've been playing phenomenally so far. They're definitely going to be up on the leaderboards once we take a look at the standings after the break. They're doing fantastic. The next couple of rounds are going to be interesting to see, especially this next one. We might see another, repeat maybe for Saf and Stretch, and we might see some more pros pick it up because this time we're not limiting their movement. We're not limiting where they land or, if you win or not. We're just going to be limiting the type of weapons they can use.
Wow. You're speaking in riddles. Well, we're going to speak to a team that is in your, I guess, your Saul lifetime game master, Trap Master, SypherPK trials. Let's see what they're thinking of that. We're getting that interview shortly here. But I got to say, so far, this has been so much fun. I'm having a great time seeing this kind of play out. It's so wild because when I watch the content and like yourselves and seeing you take on a challenge, or even people when they watch it live take on a challenge, it's just so fun being able to make those kinds of adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, I've done so many Fortnite challenges in my years playing Fortnite. I've done some extremely hard ones, like, going back to the spawn island and getting a victory royale, or, winning only using snipers, winning without building, which was easier back then because barely anybody built. Nowadays, if you try to do a winning without building, you would get smoked just about every single time. I believe we do have an interview to talk with some of the players. Let's go ahead and see what they think of the tournament so far.
All right. We have Nate Hill and Funk Bomb on the line. Nate Hill. Man, any words for Cypher for putting you through all this today?
Cypher, yeah, I'm a little upset about this round. The round before was super fun. This round without jumping is so frustrating because I'm a uncrouched space guy, so not space barring. It was like I felt so lost.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling this one was going to throw a lot of you off guard. I think you're kind of built for the next few rounds. I think you'll do fine. We've got some good ones coming up. Funk, how you feeling so far?
Feeling good. Minus the last
round.
Sad,
I'm
man. Feeling really good. No, I'm just standing here. I'm just sitting here, just waiting.
It's just natural Funk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's my natural face. I'm sad.
Well, Nate, I'm expecting you to do well, man. I mean, I teamed up with you. Me and Nick are expecting you to carry us through FNCS. So your performance in today's SypherPK trials, you might get cut. You might get cut. We might have to call up HC, bring him back. You might get cut from the team. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wow.
We'll see. I think we're gonna pull it together.
You see, you can do it.
Nice.
Yeah, he's nuts. But this trio feels good. So I think the next couple rounds we're gonna be all right.
So Nate Hill and Funk, you guys of course go way back. You're the OGs when it comes to Fortnite. Does this kind of tournament, these trials recapture that vibe? So the old days of Fortnite?
I think some of it does because like the old days of Fortnite, you're talking about goofing off and doing weird stuff, and this does kind of have that vibe. And of course, there's content creators in this plus pros, so I think so. I do really enjoy these type of different tournaments.
It definitely captures like the silliness of it.
Yeah,
with like pickaxing and just bowing people going through end game with content creators and a mixture of pros.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm wishing you the best of luck in the next few rounds. I think you guys will do really well. We got some interesting ones coming up.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well. Already, Cypher. You already seen the inability to jump causing a little bit of ripples in their rhythm. And hey, there's still more in store, and we have more action here. We still have round 4. So hey, we're gonna take a quick break, 3 minutes, get some water, and we'll be right back.
baby. Yo, if you're tuning in, guys, we're watching the SypherPK trial, should I say? Going into game 4. Just had 3 games. The first one was if you win. The last people to win. The ones to no problem. My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you for coming into my stream. I appreciate it. I am actually streaming on Twitch as well as YouTube at the same time. I was meant to be playing, but I really want to watch this, and I just want to stream it at the same time. Why not? But I appreciate you coming in the stream, man. Which one's been your favourite game so far? Don't forget, guys, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. If you've got Twitch, like I know you have, it all helps. I love the first round. The first round was crazy. I think that was so funny. But I think the bow one so far is my favorite.
Welcome back, y'all, to the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. I am Sancho West alongside with SypherPK, and already we got 3 rounds already in the books, and the leaderboards being filled out. We'll get those standings for you shortly. But Cypher, let's go ahead and talk about round 4 as we wait. Let's go ahead and actually let's bring up some replays real quick at what happened there in that round 3 as Stretch, Saf, and Avery were able to walk away with that Victory Royale.
AK30 with their early fight against the PK brothers and my cousin. It was a good fight. 2 knocks on each side. Came down to a 1v1. The AK30 team was able to recover. And Bucky, Unknown, they're just pushing, man. They're playing aggressive. And look at this shot. This absolute amazing shot from Macwood. Headshot across the map. 166 meters. Taking a quick elimination right there. And they ended up pushing and getting more eliminations.
Yeah, and
Unknown Army, man. Woo. He had such a good spray off at the very end. He had no mats, and he just sprayed like 5 people. Insane accuracy from Unknown.
Yeah, it looks like Unknown and Macwood's teams, and alongside with Saf, were able to get such an amazing amount of elim points. In fact, Unknown and I believe Macwood's and all that trios were able to get at least 10 plus elims. So many elims were happening from just those 3 teams, and that is how the standings have been shaking out. As we're taking a look here, Rubix is still able to hold on top with that 14 points in that first victory out in the Bow Hunter. EMAT coming in second with 14. Nate Hill in 11. Noah W plays in 4th place with 9 points, and Nate Hill is in 3rd place. Hippie Habitat coming in 5th place with 8 points. Ranger with 6 with 8 points. And hey, we'll see. I mean, these leaderboards have yet to be updated because knowing that Saf was able to get the Victory Royale in the previous round, but still a lot of opportunities to catch up, especially with that kind of a comeback round in the distance.
Absolutely. I mean, you can already add like 10 plus points to Macwood's team from the eliminations they got in that round, which will definitely bounce them up into the top 5 potentially. The teams that are going to play consistent throughout these rounds will probably finish among the top 5. You definitely want to get a few points every round.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And let's talk about round 4. You already mentioned it a little bit too when we interviewed Nate Hill and Funk Bomb. What's in store for round 4, Cypher?
Oh, people are going to hate me for this one. I heard people really, really like the makeshift weapons.
Oh, really? That's what you
absolutely a fan favorite. One of my favorite weapons is the makeshift gray shotgun. So today they're going to be playing using only makeshift weapons. They're allowed to use makeshift weapons, pickaxes, melee weapons, throwables, and consumables. These are the only legal combat items. Primal mechanical items are banned. Okay. I guess it's just makeshift AR, makeshift SMG, makeshift bows. It's really going to limit the damage output, but it's also gonna make it a little bit easier to move around because those assault rifles are not very accurate. So long range beams won't be as important. It's gonna be all about that close range fighting.
I think what's more important is I think the competitors will feel happy to hear that jumping will be allowed once again. So that's going to be back into it. But we all know how sometimes those makeshift weapons, it can be a little bit difficult getting that elim, as you mentioned as well. The power is lower. But actually, Cypher, I'm a big fan of that makeshift shotgun they had. Got a buff. You have a little bit more to work with when it comes to shell count. And at the same time, you already talked about it. You made a video that there's a little bit of secret delights when it comes to that makeshift shotgun.
The makeshift shotgun does shoot pretty fast. It shoots faster than the pump, and they did buff it. They did add an extra shot on it, and made it a little bit smoother to use. The makeshift AR is still very inaccurate, so like there'll be a lot of close range fights, and there won't be any 200 pumps, or anything of that nature. The bows could still be in play here. You can still use the makeshift bow for some long range accurate shots. It's probably going to be the only thing that's somewhat accurate. We'll see how people adjust to the makeshift only round. I mean, people have done makeshift only, challenges and videos. So we'll see in a tournament where everybody's using makeshift. It's fair. Usually if you drop on a gray makeshift shotgun and somebody finds a blue primal shotgun and defeats you, that's one thing. But everybody in this match has to use the makeshifts. So you're all on an even playing field.
I've tried the makeshift shotgun only. You can still do a lot of work. It doesn't matter if someone has a purple pump. As long as your shots ring true, you can do some deadly damage. At the same time, you could literally shoot the makeshift shotgun in the middle of a reload animation. So if you're a pro player, no doubt you may know that. But for those of you who played Fortnite here and there, these are basically the weapons that you get rid of to move on to upgrade to the primals, to the mechanicals, to the normal ARs. So all these players are basically have experience using these weapons at spawn fights, but do they have the experience of using this in in-game? My chances think no.
I think most players should be fine. I just think you might miss a lot of your shots. So let's see how they go about gearing up. I feel like being near an upgrade station is going to be somewhat important because you could at the very least be walking out with a blue makeshift assault rifle, a blue makeshift shotgun, and a blue makeshift SMG. That's going to be like the best loadout you can really hope for. Throwables are still in, so stinkfish, cuttlefish might come and play. Gas canisters might also come and play. When Fortnite first came out, there was no first shot accuracy, and it was all bloom gameplay. You couldn't really rely on your accuracy. So in a way, this is kind of pre-first shot accuracy round because back then you just had to spray, and the assault rifles were so inaccurate. Even the Scar was not that accurate as it is right now. The weapons have been upgraded and have come a long way, so we're kind of going back in time for this one.
And let's see if the clock is going to get reversed all the way, like you mentioned to the beginning. But hey, with this tried and true is Stretch and Sap and Avery doing really well, and Stretch and Sap are on height. They're able to do so much work. And taking a look at their previous round, there was no jumping. They had 15 elims plus the victory royale. So that is why they bolstered their way up. As we did see the leaderboards earlier, it has been updated. They're sitting in second place, and no doubt they're gonna have a strong opportunity to kind of put hey, you have to drop that. You can't use it.
Cannot use that. There's gonna be a lot of weapons people pick up that they are not allowed to use. It's gonna be painful. Looks like a lot of people are landing Misty.
Yeah, I think it's that upgrade. They want that upgrade, right?
I don't even think Misty has the upgrade this season anymore. I believe the upgrade that was at Misty.
Oh yeah, that guy was
relocated to Camp Cod.
Right. So why are they all here, bro? Like, is it the bunker chest that spawns a little bit south here? Is that what they want?
I mean, they can't even use the bunker weapon.
That's
It would be a mechanical or primal. I mean, some people might not come out here with shotguns. We might see some end game just makeshift revolvers and ARs.
You are, I'm so used to calling games at the FNCS level. I'm so used to seeing all these pros and players with some great firepower, but seeing greens and grays. I'm not going to be used to going forward here, Cypher.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be
right
all
now,
about
we're just
getting
watching
close
the,
to your opponent to
SypherPK,
really be able to do some
trial.
serious damage. 3 teams still rolling around Misty. As now we're checking in with
So
Nick
they're only allowed to
830.
use
He
5
is
more
knocked
weapons only.
Nice play, guys.
and slowly bleeding out. And I'm looking in the kill feed. Culture's got the elimination on auto. And now Nizar goes down as well. I guess the PK brothers are very stubborn, even though Nick 830's team has taken him out already once, maybe twice. Now they're still sticking to Pleasant Park, and they're going down early.
This place definitely has an upgrade with Jonesy, so no doubt. And you're hearing all that, and yeah, Pun, you're gonna have to drop that primal. Yeah, get rid of it. Can't use that. He's gonna be able to use the shotgun, of course, and that SMG. But the fight continues down here in Misty. Who's gonna be able to walk away with this engagement? A lot of standoffs and not a lot of hard commitments here. But you're looking at Shio, Monster, and Baller. They're trying to set up a triangle kind of pressure, a pincer play, as Aussie Antics would say, but so far no exchanges is happening as the third party is very close, and it's a dangerous trio in Sparrow.
Yep, and he's got a full loadout. He's got the shotgun, the makeshift SMG, AR, and a bow. So he's feeling comfortable. He might opt to take that revolver. It might be a little bit more accurate as a follow-up. But it looks like the fight is starting here. Oh, headshot chick, Bonsai Bros. They get a knock on Monster D-Face and thirst him. But they also have Bonsai down. Run. Oh, he's trying to save Bonsai. Bonsai's calling for him to run away and just play out this fight. How do you feel watching your fellow casters go at it right now?
You know, there's a smile on my face because they're getting 0 points, but then I feel kind of bad. I mean, essentially what ended up happening there was that Monster D-Face and Bala and Shia were kind of setting up an engagement against Headshot's team, but what ended up happening is as soon as that engagement popped off, Hippie Habitat's team kind of pushed in, and that causes a lot of chaos. And now you're seeing the remnants of that fight. Down goes Dwarf, and yeah, cleaned up by Sparrow.
The third party cleans up. Everybody really reaps the rewards. They took out both teams. Hippie and Sparebro and Felix now have full control of Misty and all the loot that was acquired. So they'll probably come out of here with some decent loot, but it looks like another fight is breaking out. Teams are playing very, very aggressive this round.
Some good beats.
Great shots from Hippie.
Wow.
The makeshift.
I mean, I can't speak right now. He got like 33 tags 3 times in a row.
Yep. You can still get some good. Oh, you can still get some good shots with the makeshift. You just got to be accurate. It looks like Saf and Avery and Stretch are pushing into Misty, but man, they might have thought they were pushing into an easier team to fight against because they just came running in and they realized that they're going against a pretty stacked trio right here. Hippie gets taken down, and now he's getting the shakedown. Going to reveal the information about his 2 teammates who are hiding in the Misty buildings, and he's going to get thirsted right there by Avery.
Now, the good thing about this is that when you only have to worry about makeshift weapons, that just basically means your rotation is going to be faster. That is why you see this trio of Stretch and Avery coming in hot, and they're pushing in, and the pressure a little bit too much for Sparrow. Down he goes. So that's going to be the third party and the fourth party. Now the fourth party coming in to clean up the whole entire party and walk away with so many elims, but you're seeing the action kind of play out. We thought the low power is just really hot right now, Cypher.
So here's the thing, nowadays you're landing, you grab your makeshifts, you're concerning yourself with a lot of different things. You're like, okay, I need bones, I need mechanical parts, I need gold, I need this, I need that. If it's only makeshifts, you can be stacked and ready to run very, very early in the match. And it seems like that's what these teams are doing. They're already look, Unknown, Bucky, and Macwood already pushing into Pleasant. Fortunately, Nick's team is still here. They, this might not go well for them. They are in a house. They're trapped, and Nick 830 is low on health.
We're seeing right now they're trying to hold on, retreating back into the house as much as possible, and we're seeing the professional players making the rotations, being super aggressive. As we already kind of hinted at, is that once you have your knee, you just go, and now you just play. Let's see who's able to adjust here. The shots ring out. Nice 44 tag from Nick there, but he gets return tag. The trade was not that much, as now he's sitting down with 39 HP, and he gets eliminated.
It's just Nick. It looks like they lost Punisher earlier, and now they're getting taken out. These teams are moving quick. It seems like the pro teams are playing even more confidently, going into people's boxes, not having to worry about getting hit with a 200 pump smash shotgun, not having to worry about getting beamed too much. But we saw from Hippie, it's still possible to get beamed, especially using the blue makeshift. If you're close enough and you've got the accuracy, you'll hit those shots.
Macwood's team in the previous round had 16 elims, and they are not slowing down. And I've been a part of a lot of these tournaments here for Twitch Rivals. It doesn't matter what the game is. Eventually, the pro teams start figuring things out. They get comfortable. They put the pedal to the metal, and they start getting a lot of elims, and they start distancing themselves from all the other players, like the content creators that we have here. This is Cr4zy. She's an awesome content creator here on Twitch. She is a gamer mom, so it's really awesome to root on fellow gamer parents out there. And she brought along Akex and Yo Ducks. And so far, hasn't found an opportunity to get up on the leaderboard, but still, there is time here, Sypher.
Absolutely. Still a few more rounds to play after this one. And the rounds are going to get a little bit crazy as we get towards the end. There will be a round where points will be worth more and opportunities will arise for teams to really rise up the leaderboards.
We still have a couple more here to go. How about 3 more challenges?
Primal assault rifle. So tempting.
Gotta drop it.
Not allowed to use it.
Ooh, okay. Some beams against the vehicle right there.
Vehicles are not a safe way to move around. They're a quick way to move around, but I've been beamed so many times out of a moving vehicle, and I've beamed so many people out of a moving vehicle. Seems like when you're in the car, the bullets just go straight to you. You got to be careful when you're traveling.
Yo Ducks here trying to work on the pressure. Have to back up just a little bit, retreat back into Boney Burbs' heart for a brief second here. He's trying to find the angle. Now the pressure is coming in. He has his teammate here, Akex, here to hold on as much as possible. But he's going to have to get a big, valuable makeshift shotgun. Tries to get up there. The wood bills go down, tries to get him, and Cr4zy goes down. Takes a lot of storm ball damage here. 71, excuse me. And now it's up to Ducks to hold on to clutch. Can he hold on?
See, there's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
And he's going against
class
a
elite
really good team. Like this is probably one of the scariest teams to run into. It's a 1v3. He's gonna go down. You can't feel too bad about that.
No, not at all.
This is an elite trio right here to run into, and to be expected to 1v3 after your teammates get knocked. That's tough. That's tough.
And one thing as well is the makeshift weapons don't have that ultimate bailout, like you kind of mentioned, that 200 pump. So if you're going against a 1v3 situation, that's just going to be a green light for all the teams to box side right in. So you have to do your damage early to make sure you can chip away. Because if you're going up against a trio that's 200 HP, as you see, a lot of SMG sprays, a lot of AR sprays will be a huge factor. And as you see, replays is using height as disadvantage. As last time we saw them chill. But look at this. Look how fast like Stretch and Sap and Avery. Last we saw them, they're at Misty. Now look at them, they're all the way down here.
They're just W-king anything that moves. However, this time it might not work out for them. They're W-king a very elite trio right here with replays, Tilt, and Thieves. And it looks like they're going down. They might be paying the consequences of playing a little too aggressively. You know, in a match like this, you've got a mix of content creators and pro teams and a mix of both on each team. If you run into the wrong team, it might not go well for you. Stretch and Sap, though, turning the 3v2 back into a 2v2 situation. I feel like they should have slowed it down a little bit once they had the advantage in player count. But now it's back to a 2v2 against the elite Saf and Stretch. And it looks like he's got a quick beam right here. It's a little bit of damage. He's going to go for Avery's card. Still plenty of time to recover the card and to hit a reboot. The question is, are these teams going to keep pushing into each other, or are they going to opt to bail out and just go for some reboots?
That option is now off the table as Riversun's team is here alongside with looks like that's Agers and alongside with Noah W. Now they're making an appearance into this fight, and Saf is going to try to do his best to hold on to height as much as possible here. Some nice E-limbs so far from Saf, Stretch, and Avery. So far having 4 E-limbs. If you see, they W keyed all the way up to Misty Meadows, and they made this rotation down here. And now it's only Replays doing his best to hold on as much as possible. This is going to be exciting as now we're only into 27 players. If you're just tuning in, this is the SypherPK trials here, featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals, where every competitor each round will have stipulations and changes. We already had the no jump, we've had bow only, the bow hunters, we had the first as last, and now we're here with makeshift melee.
Yeah, they can't get it.
Yep, and this is a tough situation. That third-party team is not really moving in quite yet. They've just kind of positioned themselves underneath, but they're looking to strike as soon as they see a sign of weakness. If they were paying attention to the kill feed, they'll realize that these teams are missing a player each, and you can see that they're playing smart. They're down underneath, they're just boxed up, they know they have the number advantage. It looks like Saf and Stretch are opting to leave this match or leave the fight, and that is the smartest thing that they can do right now. There's a third party, the third party realizes that team is leaving, and they might stay and fight the other duo. But now Saf and Stretch are going to be able to reboot Avery, most likely, as there's still a lot of reboot vans in play.
Now you're seeing the W key may slow down just a bit as the Elite now is clashing with the Elite here in the Slurpy Swamp Factory. A brief moment here, and we're taking a look at this. This engagement is not in the safe zone, and this is going to be something that they're going to either have to disengage. It looks like it's happening right there, and on the other side, in zone, dead center. Replays gets taken out in 10th place.
Did they have to? Yep, and that's what happens for sticking around a little bit too long with that third party. I think once that third party realized, oh, great shot from the top. Of course, it's only going to be 79 damage. It's the makeshift, letting him down a little bit there. If that was a purple shotgun, that might have been like 150. But that's still great damage output. It boosted their confidence. It seems like they're going to try to make a push in here, but they are going against another good trio. And look at this beam with the makeshift SMG. Great follow-up from Bucky.
Some big 33 tags. Unknown Army now just diving in. A lot of pressure. You hear those shots ringing in as he's trying to get inside the box where Unknown's does a lot of damage. Macwood does go down here, so it's going to be up to Unknown and Bucky to hold on tight. Oh, on the way out the door, Bucky does get tagged here. He's going to have to retreat. It's a little bit scary situation now that it's a full retreat here for Bucky and Unknown.
And this is just the the risk you take if you're playing aggressive and you end up running into an elite trio. There is a chance that you're going to lose a member, and that's kind of what happened with Saf, and it kind of that also happened again with Replays. But fortunately for them, it looks like they're going to be able to leave, and you can see Saf and Stretch have arrived at the scene. They're going to make a play for that reboot van, but the storm is closing. They're going to wait till the storm really forces the other teams to mobilize and move out before they hit that reboot, because if they hit it right now, there's a risk that these teams will just pounce on the freshly rebooted players. Now, the other aspect is that the teams might see who got rebooted, and in the feed it says Avery, and you can hear the call out right now. We don't want to fight this. We don't want to fight this, and that is the respect that a lot of these elite players command, because even though Avery is freshly rebooted, he's with Saf and Stretch. This is an elite trio. It's not going to be an easy fight, even though he's a fresh reboot. So they're going to opt to move and try to hold in Storm. Now, if that reboot had said maybe Nizar PK or Junior PK, they might have opted to hold them in Storm and fight them out.
Now this fight is breaking out right there. Eman with some huge tags, 47 and the shield crack right then and there. Senta does get a knock there with the rifle. There's Nate Hill's team is very close by with the option of the third party here. So we're getting some big hits. Stretch goes down.
So that was a smart move right there. You called great call to disengage and hold them.
Yeah, you kind of called it all right there. You let us know that the disengage is better, and they went ahead for the storm hold play. As you see, Nate Hill and Funk and Gonzo is just basically watching all that. And we're like, all right, we're out. We saw that. We witnessed it. Don't want to report it. We're out.
That is one of the qualities of these good teams, is even though they're in a position to attack, they know how to pick their fights. And that's one of the skill sets that is really overlooked in Fortnite, There's a lot of really talented players out there, but the best players that perform in tournaments are the ones that know how to make the right decision at the right time. They know when to fight, when to disengage, and that's going to allow them to play more consistent and make it to the end game.
God damn it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
God damn it.
All right, we're seeing the kind of engagements right now. The comms. I think Al's. I honestly, I thought this was a bug. Like they were literally chilling out in the water, and someone finally found them. Action Man, the cyber athlete, and Al and Taken were out there memeing, and they finally get spotted out by Riverson.
Action Man not happy about the situation. They're going to try to make it back to the mainland, but the problem is they are spending so many resources just to rotate, and this might cost them. They might need these mats later in the match. They might need to play more aggressively for the refresh, but looks like they still have just enough resources to make it into circle, and hopefully this circle plays in their favor. This could go into the water. I've seen an entire circle go into the water, and that's where you're gonna have to spend a lot more materials and end up swimming underneath builds, which is not a pretty sight.
What's also interesting as well is you're seeing that the field of players are getting eliminated a lot faster. So there's only 20 players alive. So before, these challenges that we have here, we had Storm Surge being a factor, but now you could do these kind of cheeky plays like Al's team did, just hanging out. First time seen on the broadcast, SPCs, and alongside with Maddie and Upshaw Games, no points to their name just yet, but this could be the round to do that. And they have some great positioning, and they pulled 5th zone.
They've got the positioning. They've got a great amount of materials. You can see he's got the loadout. He's got the all blue makeshift, which is probably going to be the best thing you can hope for. Maddie rocking the makeshift bow. Might see that come into play. Might not. Might just play it safe with the shotgun and assault rifle. And their teammates Upshaw's rocking the makeshift revolver. The revolver can still hit for 100+ headshot. There's opportunities there to be had, and they're in position and in the circle. Let's see if they can make it into the top 5. Top 5 will secure them some placement points, get them on the leaderboard, and then maybe some eliminations that they pick up along the way.
Maddie just coming off a championship with the women of the esports arena, finishing in squads alongside with Alexa and Somerset and Sunday. So Maddie, no stranger to these type of formats, no strangers to being the champion. And now talking about no stranger to the broadcast, at least, is Nate Hill and Funk Bomb. We had some choice words for you, Cypher, when we gave him an interview.
They're refarming right here.
I think they're doing fantastic. I think I gave them a good pep talk and kind of woke them up a little bit.
You did.
And they're in a good position right now. They're in circle.
Well,
they've got the weapons.
I mean, you did say Nate Hill, it's clutch or kick for you. I mean, basically you said that,
Yeah, but I mean, no one's kicking Nate Hill. Nate Hill's kicking himself.
Fair enough here. Fair enough. Now we're seeing some of the top of the leaders of the board here in the SypherPK trials. EMAT sent it in commandments. I've always liked EMAT, king of the watch parties, no doubt. Rocking that pink salmon. I remember he used to jump in it. I know he's out in Virginia right now at the moment, so he just doesn't have that pool to jump into. But maybe you could see another splash type victory from EMAT as no stranger. They're like, hello, they're on the low ground, because that's where Commandment and Scented like to be.
Seems like they're trying to save their resources. They were like refarming some builds, and they might be looking to take a fight here. I'm not sure exactly which direction the circle pulled, but it seems like they have to rotate away. Yep.
Wait, is that in the water, bro?
I believe that is pulling into the water right now.
What did you do?
So I kind of manifested it, unfortunately, for these players. That is pulling straight into the water, but I don't know if it's deep enough into the water to cause the swimming effect. They might still be able to stand just like knee level water. We'll have to see.
I see what you're saying here, and now we're taking a look at the front of the zone as it's pulling down south. We see Riverson's team sitting at height. 5th place team here in Rubik's with 20 points. They got 1 victory royale, had a great finish in the no jumping challenge. Now trying to get a great finish in the makeshift melee, where there's only makeshift weapons. If you're hearing that sound, that clanky sound that we all know so far this season, that is a lot of shots of makeshift weapons going in. And look at the pressure coming in for Noah W. Plays trio, who is sitting at height right now, and they're putting pressure at second on height. We're taking a look at it. 16 players up. Senta did pick up a elim in the feed. And it's all coming down to these moments as, look at it. I think you're right. It's just that shin high type water here, Cypher.
Yep. And look at Noah's ammo count. He's got 350 AR, 430 SMG. He's just going to let it rain bullets from height. It's pulling back into their tarp. So this is perfect. They're going to be able to preserve mats here. So as long as this team just keeps putting pressure from the top, they might be able to pick up a few more eliminations and force the other teams to fight each other, which would be the ideal situation for them.
I'm just so surprised that this huge tarp has worked out so far for Rubik's, but also a big thing about makeshift melee essentially is you're not going to get that opportunity to put in that big DPS power, because when you're sitting at height, Cypher, you know you only got a couple of moments to send down some beams to get some critical hits, and right side of the box, some nice box.
Oh man,
big time hit by Nate Hill's trio.
That guy just walked into the wrong tunnel, and Nate was able to capitalize and get the refresh. They've got 3 eliminations this round. By the way, they aren't like in 7th place going into this match. So if they do really well here, they could finish in the top 3.
And we're seeing everything come down. He said the final moments here of the makeshift melee here. Some big beams. Nate Hill, oh, it's in trouble. He goes trying to get to the front side of the zone, but height beams him down. So no doubt he's going to have to stop and kind of heal up as fast as possible. Some nice tunnels and rotations that we here see from Rubik's trio. Now moving up the leaderboard slowly. Sending beams their way, and that's a knock. I think that has to be Nate Hill's team. I can't really see the Elim feed at the moment, but Nate Hill was in shambles here, Cypher.
Yep, and Emad's team's also making some plays on the low ground. Emad's in the water. He's right underneath these builds, and they're just playing super aggressive with their makeshift SMGs. Scented goes down, but I think they still have a chance here because Emad is looking healthy, but not anymore. The sprays come in. They are completely out of mats, and now they've got to fight the low ground team while the high ground team is putting pressure. Fortunately for them, the circle is pushing back. Scented might actually get res, but no, they catch him on the res. It's only down to Commandment. Commandment has been in these situations before. He's in a storm shooting somebody. He might get a knock. He's going down 3rd place. 2 teams remaining right now. It's height versus low ground. And there's a lot of metal previously built tunnels that they're using. Riverson and his team are on height, and there's a full 3v3 situation. The bottom team is lower and not as healthy, and they are strategically at a disadvantage by being on the low ground. There's no shockwaves, there's no hard-hitting finishers with the makeshifts. Someone's gonna drop down and try to put some pressure on these low ground players, but they're just gonna wait and see who's going to make the drop and who's going to potentially go for a storm heal off. This storm is going to be completely closed in the next 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Noah still has 400 wood. He dropped all his hard mats for the ultimate high ground. So they are chilling. I think they've got it in the bag unless the bottom team makes a play, because look at all these builds. This is an insane amount of builds. The bottom team is not going to be able to go all the way up. Someone's eventually going to drop down to make sure these guys don't get a heal off, because that's their clutch. They do have 3 cabbages. That is enough. The 3 cabbages is enough, but is it enough this early? The storm has not completely closed yet. The storm just now closed. It's not going to be enough for a heal off unless he gets a knock here, which he does not.
Agers, Noah W, and Riverson walk away with the victory royale in the makeshift melee round here. And get so many E-limbs, 9 E-limbs, and the victory royale. Cypher, we saw the storm go back and forth along across all those catacombs, and the makeshift melee weapons, so basically all those weapons couldn't get inside the boxes. But hey, all that action is happening, and Cypher's making some adjustments as well. But Cypher, talk about that finish right there. We basically what I said was the makeshift weapons were unable to break through builds, and that allowed a lot of teams to survive some of the pressure from height.
So we saw a lot of builds. There was the storm. The storm was moving through the builds back and forth, which created multiple tunnels. And the end game finished in a valley of builds. There wasn't really an open end game, and that kind of played in the favor of height because they were able to keep height and not have to worry because there were so many layers in between them. Plus the makeshift weapons, they don't do as much damage to the structures. They don't give you as much damage output. So it was a very safe strategy to control the height and keep it, of course. Saf and Stretch team keeping the height, taking the win. But 2nd place team, they were in 5th place going into that. They still picked up a lot of eliminations. They still picked up some placement points. So that's going to definitely boost them up the leaderboards. Let's talk about round 5 and what we have in store for round 5. This one is a little bit trickier, but it's gonna be a little bit more randomness involved. So this is gonna be loot fast, loot early. Okay. players can only loot weapons during the first zone of the game, including from other players. So whatever you end up picking up, those are the weapons you have to use for the remainder of the match. As soon as the first zone closes, you are not allowed to pick up any new weapons. You know, you just got to use what you got and make it happen.
Woo, buddy, that is going to be round 5, and I think we're going to need our competitors to take a break to kind of digest all that and give you a break as well. So 3 minutes, we'll be right back with the start of round 5.
I just got Twitch affiliate. Yo, congratulations on becoming affiliate, man. It's amazing. Remember when I first got affiliated? It felt like a great feeling. I'll drop you a follow in a minute. Yeah, you gotta keep grinding. The more you grind, just upload a few videos. Yeah, man, massive congratulations on the That's amazing. Amazing.
Hello.
Yo, how you been?
Tired.
Welcome back to the SypherPK Trials featuring
boy.
Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals.
Back at work,
Once again, I am
man.
Sancho West alongside with
Been a
Cypher.
nightmare.
We are here in SypherPK channel. Thank you so
I've
much
been
for
back
tuning
at
in
work, man.
wherever
It's just
you
been a
are
nightmare.
around
He's
the
been
world. And
teasing.
we just wrapped up a
So
couple
it's-
of amazing rounds here, and you've already
It's
hard
teased.
to
You
get
already
one.
told us what's round 5. So what
No,
about
not
it
for a
that
while.
you think is going to be the most difficult for our competitors?
I'm just
So you
watching,
gotta loot fast, and you gotta hope some of the RNG is in your favor. Because
What's that?
after that first
I'm
zone
streaming it
closes,
right now, so
you will not be
SypherPK's got
allowed
his
to pick
own
up new
little,
weapons. Now you can upgrade
like
the
little
weapons that
game
you
going
picked up.
with, loads of
If you
pro
picked up a
players.
makeshift and you end up
So
finding
he's
some
not
mechanical
played-
parts, you can
he's,
turn it
like,
into a
sorted
spat
out
shotgun.
7 games.
But you gotta loot
All
and
7
you gotta
games
make it
got
quick,
different rules.
because
So
if
the
you don't
first
have a
one
shotgun when
was,
the first circle
the
closes, or if you're
people to
missing a
win
certain
are the people to
item
lose.
or weapon
So
for that matter,
literally
just
everybody
justifies the
landed
weapon.
on
You
the
can't pick
lighthouse
up
and
new
jumped off.
weapons, and you can't pick up
And the
weapons
last
from
team-
other
the
players
team
that you
that won
defeated.
lost.
So you just gotta go with what you got make it
Kinda-
quick.
kinda
You
crazy.
talked about the
second
makeshift
game
weapons,
was,
and we just had a round
Bose
where it was
only.
makeshift weapons only.
Bose
Let's go ahead and take a
and
look at those
like
highlights
the
of
fish,
round 4. Who was able to come up on
fish
top?
and
And
stuff like
I
that.
was just
That's all
so
you can use.
shocked, Cypher, that what ended up
third
happening as a
game, there was
result
no-
of having people
anything
not
goes
needing
apart
to
from push.
loot up
You're
or
not allowed to
craft
jump.
or all that,
There
that
were no
people just
jumping allowed.
W-keyed and pushed their way through
Everybody's
a lot of different
binding the
teams.
jump buttons and stuff.
Absolutely. I think the confidence
which is
was
kinda
there
crazy.
because they
And then
knew
the
that
fourth
every
one,
team they ran into was going to be
was,
using makeshift.
the makeshift
So
weapons
as
only.
long as you had a makeshift and it was, you know,
Kinda crazy.
maybe a green or a blue one, you were ready to fight. And a lot of these
Going into the fifth
these
one now.
high skill trios decided to take the opportunity to just push people fast because they didn't have to worry about farming mechanical parts or
They're
bones.
like
More traditional, just loot and run and gun, and that's what they did.
Yeah, we saw teams like EMAD, Sentinel, and Commander walk away with double-digit E-limbs, and that was just insane
Yeah, if you
to
want.
see so much aggressive play out of this, and it was kind of cool to see how if everyone knew exactly what they had, like you mentioned, as you're seeing some more highlights coming in as Funk does go down, and hey, it's still peanut butter edits all day.
What, have you
Editing
hosted
is
it?
true, positioning is always true, and it's kind of interesting to
Have
see
you
who's able
hosted
to
it or
walk
what?
on top. You see Noah W, Riverson, and Adrian here, and here is the standings after round 4.
Staff's team
Yeah.
jumping up. EMAT's team still holding on to first place, and they've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, leading by 11 points. And Noah's team has been playing consistently from round to round. They're just behind them. Rubik's team has also been playing consistently, and that's kind of the top 3. The top 3 teams have been in the end game pretty much every round
Oh,
so
good one.
far.
Yeah, and you're seeing how
All
close
good.
it is
What about
here.
yourself?
It is, again, the top 3 get the money here of the $10,000. First place getting $6,000, second place getting $3,000, and of course, third place getting $1,000. But you're seeing there, the teams that are basically in the middle of the pack have an opportunity to get up there. Again, this is after 4 rounds of action, and I mean, I don't know what I can do to help.
There's a
out
lot of
Monster
pros in
Defense,
this.
Shio. Maybe I need to give them a pep.
There's a
talk
lot of
about
pros.
W, but yeah, 0 points from the boys, but you never know.
There's a lot of pros.
I'm optimistic. I mean, I'm family friendly, positive, so maybe.
There's a lot of pros in his game.
I mean, Monster Deface and his team, they've got 0 points, and so does Reverse's team. And Reverse's team, they're not even playing. So they got the same amount of points as a team that's not here. So I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully, these last couple rounds, they pull it together and at least put an elimination on the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news is when I played in the Nikkei 30 Creator Cup, I was able to walk away with points. So 1 for Sancho, 0 for Monster Deface, Shio, and Bala TW. But we already talked about it a little bit at the opening of this little segment here, talking about round 5. Only getting loot 1, zone 1. I'm thinking bunker chests are going to be a big play. If you have it, if you don't know where those are, you need to find out right now where those bunker chests are available. What's the one in particular that you think will be the most sought after one?
I mean, you've got the bunker chest, you've got the guaranteed mythic primal shotgun from the NPC. I think it's okay to pick up some makeshifts and upgrade them later, but you just got to make sure you sort out your inventory and you have the weapons you need, and just realize you cannot pick up new weapons. You just got to use those weapons. You can upgrade them throughout the match, but the weapons you start with at the end of that first circle are the weapons you got to finish with.
I wonder if we can continue to see the PK family run into the A team consistently.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, what did you do to Nick? I know you guys made some videos together. You guys played
I'm gonna
together,
get
but
dickied on.
Nick A30 is taking out your family.
I mean, you know, they're
Nick
probably
A30
big
is
fans of
taking
Nick
that side.
A30, and they want to give him some points. I'm just kidding, but
I didn't even know we had a brother.
they're very stubborn. They're
SypherPK,
probably
yeah,
going to
he's got
land
2
Pleasant
brothers.
Park again and go for Nick again, because they
Is
just
he a
don't
pro?
quit. Even if they get eliminated a few times in a row, they're going to stick to their plan, and we'll probably see
Are
them
they
fighting
pros
Nick
as well?
A30, here shortly.
And that is the thing at the yellow house right there in Pleasant Park
look at
does
the
have a
intro.
bunker
Yeah, they're
chest. Now, it's not
going.
guaranteed. As you're seeing here, the winners of the previous round in Retail Row, there is one in the yellow house. There's also a little bit one south of there in between here and Lazy Lake. So those bunker chests are usually hidden. As you see, Agers may found himself one. He's sitting in the yellow house, and no doubt he went for it. And we'll see. I don't see it. So, hey, they were unable to get that big bonus, essentially, as you mentioned, those powerful weapons. But, hey, after this, how much usually is it? Like about, I think 10 minutes maybe until zone 1 closes,
So I
right?
think I think the storm will start closing here in about. Well, no, maybe the zone will form in about 20 seconds, and then it'll start closing. So there's a good amount of time. You got about 5, maybe 6 minutes. This T-Rex is taking a play for Noah. He ran into his box. And just like we predicted, Nick A30, Punisher, Culture. Nick A30 has a gold pump. That's going to be a strong gun, especially in the early game. And he's going to be able to keep it. Ooh, 200 pump to the face. The Otto had no weapons, unfortunately. He's going to go down. Can Junior and Nizar clutch? Or are they going to opt to? He just ran him over with a car. Nizar PK ran over Culture with a car, making him take fall damage, and now it's a 2v2. Punisher is going to try to go for the res, but the problem is Nizar only has a purple primal pistol. That's not a very strong weapon to use. Nick A30 has a gold pump. That's going to be a much better option. Junior pushing in on Nick A30, putting pressure. 37 white. He gets the thirst. Is it a 1v1 situation right now? Nick A30 has the gold pump. 74 headshot with the primal pistol. He's getting pickaxed. 2v1. The primal pistol was not enough. The gold pump
does anyone have shotgun shells?
clutch, and Nick A30's team takes out the PK brothers and my cousin for the 3rd game in a row. Come on, guys. You can't be going out like this. Is my tournament. You guys got to land somewhere else. Survive past the first minute of the game.
Oh, my. You talked about how stubborn family can be. We all have stubborn family members, and the stubbornness is not paying off for the PK fam right now as Punisher, Culture, and Nick A30. I'm telling you, that yellow house had that bunker chest, and that's how Nick A30 found it. And let's see if EMAD's team was able to find the bunker chest that is on the, I would say, in the more central house, a little bit closer towards the Bony Burbs. There's an opportunity to get that, but hey, you talked about it. Time is a bad factor here. Is it from what I'm understanding, at the close of zone 1, that's it, right?
On the beach.
Absolutely. Once the storm has closed and the first circle has formed and completely closed, you'll not be able to loot any additional weapons. You can, craft your current weapens. You can upgrade them if there's an NPC still in play. Something you got to remember is actually every NPC that has an upgrade is on the edge of the map. You got one in Pleasant, Camp Cod, you've got one in Craggy. They're all on the edge of the map. So after that first circle closes, you might not even have the option to upgrade your weapon.
I don't really play with them much anymore, to be fair.
This is the SypherPK trial switching Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. If you're joining us, thank you so much. Don't forget to drop a follow, turn on the notifications here for SypherPK. If you're enjoying the action, you maybe drop a sub. It's all the good time. And not only that,
what's going on here?
Hey, look at
car in the water. That's not a boat. That's a car. What are they doing?
Yeah, if you want, I don't mind.
Oh man, they chased him out into the water. They're
yeah, we can if you want.
Well, I don't know where his teammates
are. It's up to you, man. I don't mind.
I'm just surprised to see.
It's up to you, man. I don't mind.
Way out here. This is around the Reaper house here, and there's actually a bunker chest that spawns on this island. That's bare on the right side.
I don't mind playing solos until you're ready.
4 more minutes. Essentially, these pros know exactly when they can stop. It looks like they pull zone as well, so they can set up what they like, or they can continue pushing everybody, and I think they will. This trio has been the most aggressive trio in the SypherPK trials here today, Cypher.
Absolutely. They've been pushing just about everybody. I mean, they literally just chased someone down using a car in the water. That's not even a boat. They wanted that elimination. I don't know how that player ended up away from his teammates. He might have been going for the bunker chest. He might have been looking for the bunker chest. We're jumping in right now with Monster D-Face. He's got makeshift AR, makeshift shotgun. He's also got a fire bow. Now, the thing is, it's not too bad to have the makeshift weapons, but this isn't your standard pub game. You're not going to really have a whole lot of opportunity to be farming cars as people are moving around, hunting and pushing. So they might be stuck with these makeshifts going into the end game if they're not quick enough to find some metal parts or bone parts to craft these weapons.
Well, we all know what kind of mental these casters have, because they've elected to be the Peely trio. So I don't know if they're throwing in the towel. Hey, but at least they're putting a smile on my face, seeing these bananas in suits, making rotations around. And hey, Primal shotgun, looking really solid. Primal bow, able to upgrade, and the makeshift rifle. These are the opportunities. You know, Cypher, when you have that debate, you find a primal rifle or you find a kind of, I guess, a standard AR. You have to say, is it worth picking this up, or should I hold on to my makeshift, especially as blue, to upgrade later?
Yep, and there's been many times where I've held on to the blue and it's paid off and I was able to get a scar out of it. There's also been times where I've held on to the makeshift and I wish I had grabbed the normal primal because I didn't find the parts I needed. You know who's not gonna have a hard time finding the parts? Cr4zy and her trio are in risky reels. Plenty of mechanical parts from these cars, plenty of metal to be farmed as well. So they are definitely going to walk out of here. She's going to get the purple smash shotgun. Her duo as well is also going to get a purple smash shotgun and a blue AR. All he needs is to farm up as many mechanical parts as possible, which fortunately for them, Risky has plenty.
One of the good things about it, you've seen that they are doing some adjustments. We last saw them at Boney Burbs. No doubt they decided to, hey, let's go ahead, let's look for some more spot that's uncontested, and they went ahead and dropped right then and there. And now we hear Jiven and Rowdy and Alexa here. Normally I see Alexa over there by the orchard, but we already saw her Monster facing them. They were always exchanging a couple blows here and there. They elected to go a little bit north of Sweaty Sands Coral Castle, which I don't know. What's their thoughts on Coral Castle here this season here?
Man, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Coral Castle. I don't know if you know this, but there's a weird music that plays at Coral Castle, like a weird sound that plays, and it just plays the entire time, and it's kind of like a scary sound. Like it makes me nervous, so I don't like landing here.
Oh, and right there has one of those NPCs that does have the ability to give grenades, but at the same time will automatically aggro. I ran into that Raptor NPC and scared the life out of me. When you mentioned it, they have the mythical primal shotgun, it looks like, so they moved on down from the spire and they were able to rotate quickly. So we're seeing some fast rotates here. Of course, if you're out in the outskirts, we've been seeing you get keyed. So it looks like Alexa's trio has been electing to get to centered zone and hopefully make it to in-game, considering that Storm Surge has not been a factor going forward ever since after that whole Hunter round that we had in Cypher.
Yep, and you know, some of these pro teams, they realize, I mean, not just the pro teams, but some of the teams that are not doing too hot, they realize that if they want to finish in the money, they got to play more aggressive. They got to take more risks, because if they don't, they'll just, you know, they will be far away from placing in the top 5.
And yeah, this is a very top-heavy money placement as well. Usually you get some people get a little bit more in the top 10, but now it's only just top 3 making that cash. Now we're back on board. We're seeing the Action Man trio team who kind of memed out in the ocean, the aquatic, and now we're on board to a little bit north of that location into this scrum that's happening out here in Weeping Woods. Ken Hippie Habitat, who was able to put some nice beams with the makeshift, now has a little bit. And Cypher, remember, that's it. These are the weapons that they have, because Zone 1 is already gone.
Yep, he's stuck. This is actually a pretty decent loadout. I mean, the green AR, you got the accurate shots. Not the best AR, but you've got the purple shotgun, and you got to be happy with that. They're going to opt to rotate. They were going to take this fight, but you can see the storm is pretty far away, and they've got a minute before storm starts closing. The other team is looking to get some tags on them, so they're going to use a little bit of their wood here. And it's better to use some mats as you're leaving. You can replenish the wood pretty easily instead of having to use your shields if you get beamed out of this vehicle. So they're going to rotate in, and we'll probably see them in the end game.
Wow, it looks like Shia was able to get himself a gold primal rifle. So a lot of teams are looking stacked right now. Again, this is loot fast, loot early. Only zone 1 weapons are at play. You're seeing the skill here from Shia. Wager was able to crank the hype, but the investment did not pay off as he's got to retreat down. Bala goes down. A big old crack and 2 pumps.
Who are they going against? They're going against Macwood's team. Oh, man. They can't catch a break.
Oh, no.
Little pickaxe as well from Bucky on Bala.
Oh, wait, we can't. Don't loot.
That is unfortunate. You hear the call out, don't loot. You don't want to accidentally loot a weapon that you're not supposed to use and invalidate your points. You got to keep what you got after that first circle closes. Bucky still has the blue makeshift AR. So if he does get some mechanical parts, he could turn that into a scar into the end for the end game. But if he doesn't, he'll have to stick with it.
And don't forget, if you get eliminated, you do drop your mechanical parts, so they couldn't be able to pick them up. But at the same time, I gotta say, It is your fault, Monster, Wall and Shio. You're a banana outfit running around, and you know
Bet he
more
was
than
so
anybody
Yeah.
that if you're wearing a comical outfit here in Fortnite, you're going to get pushed. And Mapwood's trio decided to push you and turn you into banana pudding.
Yep. Some sliced bananas indeed.
Oh, Jesus.
Amazing.
Love
Basically,
it.
Ryu him just like in the trailer. You know, poor Peely got wrecked.
Right there, you see Noah's team and Riverson in the bush looking to make a play. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is actually a pretty solid loadout. You got your, your trusty blue AR, blue pump that's been in the game from the very start. And he's also got the flame bow, good amount of shields. So they did a good job looting fast, and now they're gonna approach the end game.
Oh man.
Punisher, Nick 830. They're across the water from Macwood. The Unknown Army is swimming across. I don't think they're going to let them go. Unknown Army is moving up on his own. This is something that you notice a lot of like the really top tier pro players is one player will make a push and be confident
this guy get
that
two
he can stay
people?
alive, and so his teammates position themselves in a good spot. Now
Oh,
these guys,
this guy higher this spot.
unknown, but he's distracting them. He hasn't even taken any damage yet. And now he's making a push. Now his team is getting closer. You can see on the mini map. I think Bucky is making a right flank right now, and he's gonna be on the island and be able to shoot them from the left side. You can see those bullets coming in right now, and now they've got a two-way spray going on to the Nick 830 trio. And this is not a good spot for them. They could easily, Nick 830's team could easily get wiped out right here. This is an elite squad, and they've got him trapped.
Already, Macwood's trio just took out Monster's caster trio, and then pushes on. This is like textbook. You make your opponents kind of use all their mats, and then you kind of figure out and pincer. And look at that, 21 HP. It gets a big hit with the 75, but it's just not enough. Goes again, gets traded out here, and is now going to get converted into valuable siphon and points here. Now they go. Another
there they go.
Wiped.
See, the critical mistake that happened right there was that Nick 830's team saw Unknown Army by himself. They spent a lot of mats. They really focused onto him, and that's what they wanted. And they allowed Bucky to rotate onto the right side, get on the island, and get some shots on them. And they had the superior positioning on Nick 830's team. If they had ignored Unknown Army or kept track of the other two players a little bit better, it might have been a more favorable fight, as they did have the high ground and they were the team defending instead of pushing. Usually it's a little bit riskier to push in, but I mean, you're talking Unknown Army, Macwood, and Bucky. That's an elite trio. These guys have been competing and winning in Fortnite for a long time now. It's a tough trio to fight against.
Quick elim right there. Upshot going down, getting beamed by Riverson's rifle. So many tough trios are taking out the competition right now. I like this loadout as well. You got 6 peppers. Peppers do give about 2-3 minutes of quick movement, and that's going to be valuable in this rotation. And we do see a little bit of water here in this in-game. Let's see if that is a factor going forward. We've already had some crazy finishes in games. We had it when there was no jumping allowed. Now there's all our players are back to it. And the big thing is everyone loves a refresher. The trio took out Nick and Birdie's trio, and there was a gold pump right there, but they had to leave it, Cypher.
Yep, they had to leave the gold pump. You're not allowed to upgrade. I mean, you're not allowed to switch out your weapons. And you can loot additional shields and materials on the ground. You can loot, bones and mechanical parts. But you got to use the weapons that you have when that first circle closed about 5 minutes ago. Most teams did a decent job of actually looting quick and being able to have some decent weapons on them. That is partially due to the crafting system being very convenient, especially if you have a makeshift. You can turn it into a decent weapon. But at the same time, I'm sure there's some trios out there that are stuck with makeshifts and have no other option.
No other options, but you're seeing the solid loadout right here from Commandment, and this team is currently in first place with 47 points, and they have been doing it with some incredible elims, and what a phenomenal use of mechanics right then there to tarp in, not just in just yet. So a lot of investment has put in this metal, but they're trying to stay up on their feet as Stretch, Avery, and Saptor are on the front side of this. So this is going to be really tough for them now, as the Storm's going to create some pressure on the backside. Can they survive the storm hold by Stretch's team? What would you do if you're on the other side of this trio in the Storm, Cypher?
I mean, this is tough. They just have to use a lot of mats. EMAD was low on materials as well. They're probably consolidating their materials right now. SAF's team's also low on materials. Both teams are looking to get a refresh here. So this is going to be a fight to the death. I think either both these teams are going to be taken out. You can see Commandment in the storm making a med kit play. These guys are going to drop down. Commandment might actually get a sneaky attack right here. But EMAD is going down. Scented might go down soon as well. It might not matter. Here's the sneak attack from Commandment. He gets a knock. He's out of materials. He's not able to follow up on the thirst, but he's able to grab the mats from the thirsted EMAD. That was a great play. I saw it coming when he was popping the med kit. But are they going to be able to get the knock? Because there is still some builds to knock down. That res is happening as we speak. The other player is going to put pressure on to Commandment. I think the res has gone down. Yep. It's back to a 3v2. Almost so close. If a Commandment had enough materials to stay up there and thirst his knock, he could have made this a 2v2. But now Saf, Avery, and Stretch, no, it's a 3v2. They know who they're fighting against because they got the thirst on EMAD. So they might opt to play a little bit safer, especially after getting that knock. You can look at Avery. He has a 10 wood. He's pushing in with he has no more materials. He's literally running around with no mats. This is how desperate both teams are. My guess is both teams are going to be annihilated here from the players that are on the island. I'm surprised they haven't gotten third partied yet. I'm surprised there aren't bullets raining. There's the bullets coming in right now. Saf goes down. Commandment goes down. 2 players go down from each team. And now it's just Avery and Stretch. There's Scented in the water. He made a play on Stretch. He hit him hard enough for the third party to finish him. And now it's just Avery. Just as I predicted, both teams are going to go down. They were both too low on mats and too desperate to make the kills.
It looks like you're seeing Midi and Rubik's and Forbes taking care of it with a third party, taking out the wounded elite, getting out of this tournament, and they were able to do that cleanly. So it looks like this side of the circle will most likely be the quiet side, except for that little skirmish that we just witnessed. Again, they cannot pick up any of the weapons. That's where you're seeing them drop everything that they accidentally pick up. They can only pick up resources such as shield, mats. And that's tough because look at it. He could have had all that purple gear, and he walks out like the Hulk with the green gear.
Yep. And I bet these guys feel really good right now because they just took out.
They did two.
They took out 2 of the top 5 teams. They took out the first place team. They are the third place team right now going into this round. So they know that they have a good opportunity to climb up the leaderboards. There's only 2 more rounds after this. Do you remember what place Saf's team was in? I think they were among the top 5 after that last one. So 2 of the top 5 teams completely out of the match just before placements as well. So Rubik's team, they're in a position right now to really take the lead potentially because EMAD's team and Saf's team are not getting any more points this round.
We might see some shakeup here in that top 5. As we did mention, a lot of people in the middle of the pack had the opportunity to get into the top 3. Now the beams are ringing true from Macwood. Macwood's team is another team that's been putting in some big time elim points. Some rounds coming in with top 10, 10 plus elims here, and a lot of multiple top 10 finishes. So another team consistently 6 points right now. Again, top 3. They get the money here. Some nice beams from Bucky, who's known to go into demon mode in these type of things. Let's see if he is able to reach into that demon mode and able to walk up on top. You've already seen the output that he's been doing this season with 22,000 arena points.
Sheesh.
That's crazy. I barely got 3K myself. So now we're seeing a great structure, a good hold on height. So now it's going to be an opportunity to see if they have enough firepower. Again, only zone 1 loot was available here in terms of weapons. You cannot pick up anything else. That's why you see something like a primal rifle. We may see a lot of common or rare items that use versus the epic ones. And at least, thank goodness, Unknown Army has a purple bump in his inventory.
Yep, and he's done really well with the primal rifle as well. So the primal rifle, in my opinion, the Scar is great. It's really accurate. It's gonna give you the long range shots, but in the close range, like medium to close range combat, I love having the primal rifle because it just shoots so much faster. The DPS on the primal rifle is so much higher than the Scar, and in the hands of someone who can beam like Unknown Army, that we've already seen him take 3 or 4 players out in the end game with a purple primal, and the blue one should be able to get the job done as well here.
First time on the broadcast, we're seeing Team Ranger right now with 10 points, currently just outside the top, just right inside the top 10 right now. Outside of the money at the moment, they're going to have to make up a lot of it, considering it's going to be about 20 to 25 points to get into as it's contention here going into the final rounds here. Now we're taking a look at the loot. You mentioned it, the opportunity to craft, the opportunity to upgrade your makeshift shotguns, another purple pump sighting. And that's what I've noticed as well. When you play these kind of competitions, you play in a set lobby, you could land in the scavenger route. You don't have to land in the major POI. You're able to have the power. But let's take a look at the overall action that's happening here. Macwood's team is sitting at height. You're taking a look down below is Rowdy Bros with Elixir's gone. So we have a duo in front of the zone, but it's the team at height has the opportunity to rack in the elims, and just like that, they're getting at that and using the harpoon to get that refresh.
Loot up the refresh. They can't loot up new weapons, but you can still grab those extra ammo and mats. The team on high right now is in a really strong position. The thing is, are they going to be challenged for height? The other teams seem to be in shambles, and Bucky, Unknown Army, and Macwood just seem to be very comfortable. Like, no one's really shooting back.
Easy dub.
They're just kind of walking around. They're not even that high up. They're two or three stories above. There's a beam right there from Bucky. Super easy. I think all the rest of the teams are in shambles or not full teams. Ranger, Motor, and Mantis just lost one of their players, and now Macwood and them, they're just dropping down. They're ready to rack up as many eliminations as possible. Great piece control right there from Macwood. Looking back into the storm, another shot on Ranger, my former World Cup teammate. This other duo looking to take height. Have they succeeded at taking height? Macwood's going right back up. Nope. Not a shot. Rubik's and Forbes, these guys have been in every single end game. They're third place going into this round, so this is going to be really good for them. They've got 4 limbs so far. They're trying to get 2 more. Can they secure both these limbs? They've only been able to get 1 knock. That might not count towards their total score. Macwood and them finishing it off.
Macwood, Bucky, Unknown, who are sitting in 6th place before that engagement, able to get up the leaderboard and get into 2nd place with a huge victory royale and so many Eve limbs. Yo, that was my pick. Ever since I looked at it, I looked at the formats, and I look at every time these kind of Marvel Cups, maybe who knows, type of GlitchCon as well. Macwood, Bucky, and Unknown just to seem to be able to figure things out. They have a great mental. Bucky made everyone, like even Golden Boy, laugh when he was calling himself "I'm a demon" during GlitchCon, and he was just showing a good mental with a great skill set could get you the bag, Cypher.
Absolutely. I think they ended up getting like 20 eliminations right there. That was an insane performance. That might put them up in 1st place. We will take a look at the standings later, but that is a lot of points. Each point was worth 1 elimination. They were able to loot pretty quickly and grab some decent gear. It seems like most of the teams were able to loot. I mean, these guys are experienced, and with the crafting system, at the very minimal, you had some pumps and some shotguns in play. So this didn't really affect them too much. But I am excited to see how round 6 plays, because this one is 100% without a doubt going to mess with people. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I've done a few of these in the past. Round 6 is called Hot Drop. All the players have to drop into Bony Burbs. You cannot leave the area. It doesn't matter if the storm shows up either. You have to all land in the Bony Burbs area. I'm sure they'll have a picture with a layout, showing you where you cannot go. But you got to stay in Bony Burbs, and you got to fight till the last team standing in Bony Burbs.
Wow. This takes me back to the Streamer Bowl days when we limited the amount of players that can land anywhere. The Bony Burbs is going to be tough. That's old school. I guess old ancient school Tilted Towers. So y'all, take a break, get some water. Let's see who's going to come up on top at the Hot Drop round coming up next after this break.
guys if you want to. There we go. We're back up. We're back up.
Howdy and wow, what an amazing ride so far this has been. This is the SypherPK Trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. I am Sancho West, and Cypher, so far, man, this has been really cool, man. What has so far been your favorite moment?
Honestly, the first round was really funny. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch some of the POVs of the players jumping off and seeing their reaction. I also really enjoyed the bow only round. I think this one that's coming up is going to be really crazy because it's going to be like the ultimate hot drop. And, you know, we don't have the original tilted towers, but we decided to pick the current, you know, prehistoric tilted tower location as the hot drop. You know, what other place is more worthy of a ultimate hot drop with every team landing there? And they don't just have to land there. They can't just land there and leave. They have to land there. They have to stay there until everyone is eliminated. So we're going to see some storm plays. We might see some heal off attempts. We might see some teams just running through everyone. Some players might not have a weapon. There might not be enough loot for everybody. So you got to have a really good drop, and you got to make sure you have some game plan as to how you're going to survive, you know, the storm.
Before we get to the hot drop round, let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights of the previous rounds, which was basically zone 1 loot only. You gotta loot fast and loot quick, and I don't know what's gonna go down in the PK household after this one, Cypher.
Oh man, I mean, you know, I gotta give it to them. They are consistently losing the fights, but they're taking a few players out with them, so some elimination points and some good plays from the rest of the teams as well. I mean, this played out kind of after the first circle, kind of played out like a standard match. This sneak play from Command was such a great shot.
You called.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to capitalize off it. Both teams ended up getting taken out by the third party from Middy's team.
No doubt, we've been seeing some great gameplay as well. And one thing that I feel that's been quite surprising is Macwood's aggression alongside with Unknown and Bucky. This kind of reminds me of an EU team from Vidal, Noah, Riley, and Reason, where they don't slow down and they just key everybody, and they're able to get around the map so quickly using the vehicles and the aggression. As you mentioned, 20 E limbs and the Victory Royale, that no doubt throws them on top of the leaderboard. In first place, it is MacWoodsons with 52 points. Second place was EMATGG with 48. Rubik, like you mentioned, Cypher, that's been in the end game throughout these entire games with 39 points. And then we have Noah W plays with 36. Saf teams with 29 points. And Hippie Habitat rounding out that top 6 with 28 points. But as you can see, there's some teams within striking distance. And I think this one right here in the hot drop, anything could literally happen here, Cypher.
Absolutely anything can happen. You're not going to have a solid game plan going to this one because, you know, you can't land uncontested. You know, everyone is contested. Everyone's rushing to get these weapons. There's no guaranteed chest as well, so you might land on a chest spawn and then not find it there. So it's going to be really crazy.
Here we go.
We're jumping right into it. Oh, an early jump from Macwood. He's so wired to go for Craggy.
Dude, what the fuck was that?
Jumped out super early over Craggy. He's still gonna be able to make it.
That's kind of solo when someone just rebid it. What does that mean?
Completely ruined. Will he even have time to pick up a weapon?
Crazy.
I'm not sure. His two teammates
100%.
have a good drop.
They didn't rebid a friend. They just rebid it.
And they'll let him know
if
there's an extra weapon or where he should land.
I'm not even joking.
This is a strategy. Maybe one person floats and kind of gets a feel for the drop, But at the end of the day, this is chaotic. Everyone has to be in Boney Burbs. You cannot leave this POI.
Oh shit,
You
was
gotta
too.
fight to the death, including Storm. You cannot leave even when the Storm
Oh my
shows
god,
up.
look how many people are just landing.
Here we go. Last time we saw this kind of action was at the Silver Ball, where we saw Clicks was able to beat Boogan already at 3-piece, 2-piece.
Wow,
Nick
no, Army
and Unknown is there. There's so many teammates happening everywhere. The ELM feed is lighting up, and there's a battle here at the gas station. Ooh, Thieves gets bopped right there.
Oh man, Unknown Army. Oh, dude, this reminds me of the Tilted Tower days when there like 100 people would land tilted. It was always a huge hot drop. You know, Unknown Army is gonna pick up Bucky, and Macwood is here with a makeshift AR. He's trying to keep the res going. He kind of hesitated there on the res or on the ramp flip. Nate Hill and Funk both still alive. They did. Most teams are going to be a player or two down, and they're going to try to take control of Boney. Half the players are already gone. There's 29 people remaining. The question is, are people going to try to play for the Storm? Are they going to try to play for the heal off? There's 2 fishing spots near Owl FN's team. You know, if they pull out a couple of floppers, that could be the key to at least getting the victory royale when the Storm closes up.
Hey, I got some good news as well. The PK fam is in this. They have an opportunity. They're still on their feet. They haven't gone down. I'm not going to say yet. I believe, dude. I want them to get a victory royale here in your own trials. It could happen.
Absolutely. Emad has a gray makeshift with no ammo, and he's going to have to pick up the gray makeshift or green makeshift assault rifle. It looks like Scented doesn't have any ammo as well. Ammo is going to be a very scarce resource. There's some extra AR ammo. I mean, there is enough. Unknown is just going off right now. You know, he's in his element. Some more ammo being picked up from the tables over there. You can actually get ammo from those tables. They're not ammo crates, but those tables, if you break them, will drop arrows and ammo. Nate Hill lost Funk. He's fighting by himself. He's playing aggressive, trying to get in on this trio. He knows that people are going to be in shambles, and he doesn't have a bad loadout. He's got a shotgun, only 2 shots left, and he's got an SMG, a blue makeshift, and some minis. So he's playing a little bit aggressive. He's going to try to take them out, knowing that people probably don't even have weapons.
Yeah, in the corner.
Now we're seeing the first time on the broadcast, Sparkles QT. Last time I saw her was at the Super Bowl 2. Did really well. Was able to get at least $10,000 plus for her charity. So no stranger to these strange rules. And I already took a look at the zone. It is revealed that Boney is in zone right now. So zone 1 is still in play. So there's some more action here as the action picks up, as the W Key squad of the day is still applying a lot of pressure. And you talked about that ammo scarcity. So far, no beans or no third party coming this way, Cypher.
Yep, and you know, people probably don't even have the resources to get involved. Some people are probably just going to be hiding. But if Macwood, Bucky, and Unknown take control of this, I can see them just running around and eliminating every team before the circle even closes. Like the Storm might not even be a factor in this round because they're just running around and annihilating people, and they're picking up points. And this is great for them because they're in first place and they want to make that lead even bigger. Now, as we go into the last round, round 7, just remember there is an increase in point rewards and elimination points. So they want to make sure that their lead is so big they don't have to worry about that round 7. We see Emad is still alive. They're in second place. They're only behind by 4 points.
Ops, if you could do me a favor, Ducky's in a tree. Can we just show Ducky? Because I just love the idea from Ducky. Smart play, high quality, 200 IQ play. And if we will see, I saw him for a brief moment. Maybe we'll catch up to him, but Ducky is going for placement. I mean, hey, so far he's gonna do so good. Yeah, and actually he's in a bush. No, I see Ducky. That's not Ducky, but I know Ducky's somewhere in a bush, in a tree. I've seen it. I've seen it happen here. He's more on the left side. Looks like PK's family's still around. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
I told you. He's
still alive.
There's Ducky, dude.
Dar's in the bush. Ducky is in a tree. Oh man, he's just chilling. He probably doesn't have any materials or weapons. Yep. He is just sitting there. That Storm is eventually going to force him to move, or he might get caught out. But I think this is a pretty safe spot for him. Very smart. I think this was a play, at least to try to secure some placements. But you know, if Macwood and Bucky and Unknown find you, it's going to be a wrap. They're just running through everybody right now, grabbing eliminations. this game might secure them. I mean, they're definitely secured into the top 3 with the amount of points they had. But this game, they're looking to secure first place for the whole trial.
And first place gets them $6,000 as $10,000 is up for grabs. Second place is get you $3,000, and third place gets you $1,000. So that jump up between third to second is huge, but even a little bit bigger as the tree gets taken down. My heart skipped a beat. I thought that was going to be it for Ducky, but yeah, look at it. Peppers in play, unknown, just like sharks on land. They're going to go after anybody, and you're seeing a couple of players, like you mentioned, hide and go seek, holding on. It's kind of like a scary movie. You don't want to be caught in the closet. You don't want to be caught running upstairs because the killer's here.
I mean, some people might be hiding with some decent loot. Look, Unknown Army upgraded the makeshift to a blue pump. Their ability to walk around freely here and not have to hide, they're just going to get stronger and stronger and find more players. They're looking for that bush. They were able to grab some bones off of the NPC and side grade as well. They're running double shotgun, which you kind of need to do the double shotgun because you need every single bit of ammo that you can find.
Ducky's right there. Look, Ducky's on the left side.
You can see Ducky in the tree on Bucky's screen.
You can see him.
What's the aim of this? What's the aim of this one? Why is Ducky in the tree?
You don't expect it, but Ducky's still there.
Look,
He's watching. He's watching. Oh man! If he gets caught, you know, Alpaca, Ducky's teammate, is also in the bush, and Nizar is actually in the bush across from Ducky. So, you know, this is gonna be crazy. This is basically, this went from super hot drop to hide and seek, and the seekers are Macwood, Bucky, and Unknown, and everybody else is just hiding, trying to stay alive.
I mean, what else are you going to do? They've been running roughshod throughout the entire day. Looks like Scented here is going to step up to the plate here to try to slow them down. Looks like it's all up to Scented, but yeah, we talked about hide and go seek, and they just found you. They just found your brother, and you're going to have to get away.
Oh, man.
5 HP. He does have some
Scented is in second place.
Yep.
Absolutely destroying.
Yep. Goes down to Bucky. And then now they know they took out the second place team. A little celebration right there. Feeling confident. Of course, going into round 7, they're gonna have a very, very.
What was the rules in this one?
The first storm is closing. You know, Boney is still in play. It is still in play. So we'll see if it survives the second circle.
And now they're making their way. Jivan now has an issue to deal with. He's hiding, not making a move, not making a peep. You see, is that your cousin right there, Nizar?
Yep,
right there?
He's RPK trying to get those placements.
He's
top 5 is placement.
Ducky just vibing out right now, being chill. Mantis is still up. Maddie by herself as well. So a lot of solos and duos here. This is hot dropping. Yep.
Ooh, Owl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's Ivan. Yeah,
I know, but the thing about Owl's team is they're near a source of water, and what they can do is if they have a fishing rod, they can actually consistently and constantly fish until they get ammo and weapons, because you can still pull ammo and weapons out of the normal water.
True. I don't think that's going to happen though. I mean, Macwood's team is just on a terror. And they figured out this format. They figured out their quick adaptability to every single challenge that you throw at them. That's just not enough for them, and they're just going to rely on these. Knowing now, you talked about the ultimate confidence, knowing that a team only has mix of weapons. Now you know that teams don't really have much to defend themselves. And this hide and seek game is becoming deadly. They're eliminating the entire field.
In this bush,
they just took out Owl or one of his teammates. They didn't opt for the shakedown. It was interesting because in a game like this, you'd think the shakedown is almost mandatory, just to make sure. Owl actually was able to slip away and hide. If they had shook the teammate down before thirsting, would have been a guaranteed probably elimination on Owl. Now they're trying to find him, but he has done a good job of moving away. So Boney is not in play for the second circle. That means Storm is going to start ticking down. Bucky, you can see him. He has the med kit. There is corn that can be harvested for some health.
Yep.
And there might be a campfire nearby.
Bro, they literally have
wow. It's a matter of time before the Seekers find them. This is the hot drop challenge, essentially. This is a round where we made all of our competitors here drop in one location. And I guess Macwood floating was the play. Hey, this kind of great run, Cypher, doesn't happen unless Unknown clutches, right? You remember?
Yeah, Unknown literally had 1 health left with 2 players knocked. If he had gotten knocked there and was unable to get the res on Bucky, this would their whole plan would have shattered, and we would probably be watching another team right now run through and take people over.
Poor Ducky. Bye, Ducky.
Oh no, he's dead.
Oh no!
Oh, it's your cousin.
SypherPK finds Ducky. Nizar was in that bush, so I don't know what happened, but Alpaca is still alive for Ducky's team. Macwood probably heard the shots. They know someone is here. I think they might have just caught somebody in this house. Nope. They do hear somebody because they're moving. They're moving through. They're checking every room, checking every corner, checking every cone.
These guys are like,
oh man. You know, look at Macwood's inventory. He had the bandages, the med kit, the apples. I don't see how anybody else is gonna out heal that. But here's the prediction. Okay.
10 HP, bro. I thought I was dead.
There is a chance that when the storm comes in and it's kind of crazy, that somebody who's hiding, you know, might take out Macwood and grab his health and then go hide. You know, I've done these videos.
Control.
Oh, beautifully well played right there. Teammate's gonna finish him off. I've done matches like this where people all have to land in one spot, and you know I might have 14, 15 eliminations, but somebody who's been hiding the entire game, you know, they might get the jump on you.
I have 15 bandages.
Now this is an elite trio. You know, it's gonna be hard to surprise them. We've got the med kits. They're consolidating all the heals in one spot. You know, somebody could come in and try to steal the heals and run. You never know.
No waste on that 6.
Now you're hearing the insurance, the win condition. Maddie has been holding on. Remember, top 5 does get placements here. So every moment matters here. Al looking strong. It's all a matter of who is able to sneak at anything, a corn, an apple, even stinkfish. Sometimes you get desperate. You eat the stinky of the stinkiest fish. Even though those
stinkfish
are ugly.
Yeah. Stinkfish being used well here. He's got a med kit as well. So Owl could secure the placements here.
Oh, he gets found.
You idiot.
Yep.
You idiot.
You dumbass idiot.
He is not happy about being located. He does have a good amount of materials, but it looks like it's going to be over for him as Bucky takes them out. And now they have even more heals to work with. I think it's a wrap unless some miracle happens for the remaining 3 players. There's 3. Is it 3 players or 2 players? Because Peace Chief is actually knocked right now. So it's just Maddie
He's hiding on me. Tag him.
and Noah, who are both hiding, and they're both solos for their team.
Oh, what?
And this is looking like another 20 elimination win for Macwood and Bucky and Unknown Army. This is gonna set them up to be the champions unless something crazy happens in the last round, which it could, because the last round does have bonus points.
And we know that Unknown basically, or somebody out of this trio, has a lot of heals at the moment. So down the bandies here, holding on. You never know. Could walk away with the first place finish. That's 3 points with Victory Royale.
Okay, they're trading heals. I mean, they're trading reses. Macwood is resing Buck. Buck is resing Macwood.
Oh, nice heal res chain. I love it.
Yeah, and they can do that during the 2-tick.
But
it looks like Macwood is just gonna bleed out.
So just in that corner,
the question is, like, could Noah
No way. Just
take out Bucky? I think Noah right now, he's playing a little too safe. I think he should go and try to lurk and try to find someone healing off guard.
I don't know. I swear I just heard something. I'm not sure.
Because if he manages to get a knock there, he can turn this into a 1v1 and potentially take it home.
I just took it at the bottom.
He's out of medkits. He's out of bandages now, so he's lurking, and he's not too far away from where he needs to be. He's found some apples. Found some corn. Okay, it's not enough. He's gotta. I think he's gotta make an aggressive play and try to find someone who is healing. But in order to get the sneak attack on him, he needs to also move a little bit slow and make sure his footsteps are not heard. It's 3 players like this. It's just him versus Bucky and Unknown. And I think Bucky and Unknown are just playing safe. I mean, he can check and see that there's only 2 teams left. I think the play is to at least try to go for a crazy, you know, 1 shot on Bucky, eliminating him. But I don't know. Noah's probably hoping he had more heals than them, but he probably doesn't realize these guys have been running over everyone and have all the heals they need. Victory Royale.
Yep.
crazy win with a lot of eliminations. You know, that no team was ready to stop them. That's just unfortunate to the other teams. You know, you're scared, right? You only have 1 or 2 weapons. You don't have that much ammo. But the longer you let them run around and collect everything, the stronger they're going to be. And they were able to take everyone out and take the win as well.
Wow. So basically back to back 19, at least we had a 20 elim. I think that was 19 elims for Macwood's team right there. And we already saw in the previous round, they were able to get all the way up to the board. But we all thought that there was going to be an issue where it was like, Macwood hit the button and we were going to have a late float. And that kind of run does not happen without unknown clutching at the gas station. But y'all,
that clutch was absolutely insane from unknown. And that early game, like, just great accuracy. He hit 2 really good shots with a makeshift to take out those players. That's really where it all started. I feel like, you know, he is owed that early game clutch because Bucky was knocked, Macwood was flying in late, unknown was on the ground and taking the heat right off the rip. So it was good to see him clutch it up, and it paid off big time.
So Cypher, we still have one more ready to roll. What is going to be that final round here for the SypherPK trials? Round 7. You mentioned already combat factor. What do you got?
We got the classic pickaxe only. And if you reach the threshold of 10 plus total team eliminations, it's going to double the amount of elimination points you've gathered in that round. If you reach 15 plus or 20 plus, it's going to triple at 15 and quadruple at 20. So this is the time to go crazy, because if you manage to drop 20 eliminations, that's 80 points. That is more points than first place team is right now, but you've got to drop 20. That's pretty crazy. That would be insane. So we're going to see an all-out brawl with the pickaxes. I hope we see an all-out brawl, because that's the only way you're going to come back in this tournament.
All right, it's going to come down here to round 7. And I think all the IGLs and the team captains are going to have to figure out what they do with no guns, no problem. So let's take a break for 3 minutes. We'll be right back for the conclusion of the SypherPK trials.
Take a break for 3 minutes. we go, chat. Here comes the last one. The last and final
Welcome
round.
back, y'all, to
Welcome.
really close to the ending here of the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite, powered by Twitch Rivals. I'm Sancho West alongside SypherPK. Let's take a look at the highlights from round 6 to see how all went down with the hot drop challenge there at Boney Burbs. And we might as well just change this to the Macwood, Bucky, and Unknown highlight package.
He 50-50 for that blue pump, and he was able to grab it. It all came down to that 50-50. Securing the blue pump really allowed him to just run amok in the early game. And all these 100+ headshots, easy eliminations. Unknown Army can take a lot of credit for this one, because after he secured the early game, the rest of it was easy. It was just finding players that were straggling and finishing them off. What a great play from Unknown Army.
Unknown Army, who could be deadly on the sticks and has made some changes with input every now and then, messing with mouse and keyboards. But we saw some cheeky plays from Ducky hiding in a tree, and your cousin who was able to survive and get some points right then and there. But at the end of the day, the Victory Royale went to the aggressive play of Macwood's team. Here is the standings, and just like that, they may have locked it up. But hey, we already talked about the bonus factor here for the no weapons challenge here. We have Macwood's team at first place with 79 points, and it's about a 20-point difference or so for Emat, who is right behind in 53. Rubix, who's been consistent throughout the entire day with 42 points. Noah W plays with 42. Saf with 29. So hey, there is still a run for the money here for the top 3. And you already talked about it though, Cypher. That round 7 multiplier is going to be impressive, but I don't know if you could multiply 0, because Monster D faced again no points.
Yep. I guess they're having a rough time even on the contested drop. They weren't able to quickly pick up an elimination. I mean, it's all good when you're in a match with the likes of Bucky, Macwood. It's a little bit tough.
Yeah,
a little bit tough indeed.
Cypher, do you have like a rip emote or an F emote?
We do. I believe we do.
Can we
have some sad. Yeah. We get some sad emotes. Some
get that spam.
F's in the chat.
F's in the chat.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. Sag, Spang without no S, pain. So yeah, so we're gonna get this into it. There's gonna be no weapons. This is pickaxe only. Now the main difference is already Fortnite had this kind of competition with the Lachlan Cup, but Cypher, there was some differences in that speed and the emote to get you your health. All that is gone, and we're already dropping in. It's the final round here of the SypherPK trials featuring Fortnite. Let's get to it. What are the bonus multipliers again, Cypher?
If you as a team get 10 eliminations, it's going to double your elimination points. So each elimination will count for 2. If you get 15, it's going to triple. And then if you drop a 20 bomb as a team, it's going to quadruple your elimination points. So there's really an opportunity here for a lot of teams to make a comeback.
But it's also very
it just depends on how they play it out.
Here we go. A lot of teams are discussing where they're going to go. This is going to be very scary. Now, we talked about the Lachlan Cup, that increase of run speed. You're able to catch up to people, able to cut off people. And at the same time, when you have the ability to emote only, or a lot of y'all at home played it, you have the ability to regen your health. All that's out the window. Hey, but there is some cheeky tech that you can do for pickaxe only. I remember your partner Avery from the other side of the world on the streaming platforms was able to have some great tech with his use. We're able to reset his pickaxe cooldown.
Oh man, he's got to be careful here. You could easily get ran over. That was a very ballsy play by Bucky right there.
Is this happening at Zate Hill?
Yeah, this is. Everyone is landing, it seems, at Zate Hill. They're trying to get in and out to make it happen, to make it a quick play. Everybody needs to get a lot of eliminations to make it to the top 3. So they're opting to all land in the same spot. Commandment, Emad, Scented in a truck. This is really great because the truck's going to hit a lot harder than the pickaxe. So they could get some easy eliminations here. Let's see if this truck is good enough. There's another knock right there on Tilts. He says, okay, I don't got to use the pickaxe. I'm just going to run people over with a semi-truck. This is beautiful.
We're seeing some diesel plays happening right here, right now. And you're not going to be able to pickaxe this thing. It's just going to cause some big chunks. And you had an amazing truck play for what I remember in that squad games.
Absolutely. The vehicles are underrated.
Is that Nick?
Is he in here? Where is he?
He's right there. He's right in front of the truck.
No shot.
Right there, the Bush Ranger, Nick Merckx.
Nick Merckx is in here. What's he doing in here? He's showing up for the last match.
You never know.
My God.
This man could pop off, get 10 elims.
Did they spawn him in here?
Run away from
He's
him.
here. He's here to play. He's here to fight.
He's gonna drop a 20 bomb and just take first place in the tournament. That's actually him. I'm getting confirmation. That's actually him. Oh man, he just used a truck to push Emad away so he can't be thirsted.
You can't.
Oh, this guy's gonna try to hop in the truck. He's running away. He's trying to push Emad. The man is trying to keep Emad away, and the truck doesn't do any damage to your teammates. So Emad's gonna be safe in the distance. Commandment is full health, full shield. Can he get Emad into his tunnel? Emad needs to swim up a ramp. It's actually a tricky situation to try to get the res off. The water is going to keep them moving. But here we go. Commandment sticking the res. Boats are going to be a viable strategy too. You got the rockets. People are getting really creative due to the pickaxe only rule, and they're figuring out other ways to eliminate players. I don't even think these guys are on the same team. Bucky being chased by 2 players. Upshall, he's going in for the pickaxe. Unknown Army is following up. Nate Hill, Nick Merckx. They're coming in. They're third party. Here comes Nate. He's trading, but Nate's losing this trade, so he's going to disengage real quick. He's going to go back in with the pickaxe. They have the same skin, so it's kind of hard to differentiate which one is weak and which one is not. But he just got a free tag right there. Great movement from Nate Hill. Commandment and Emad. Commandment is only 2 shots from death. Emad as well, 2 shots. So Commandment's going to opt to leave. He's being chased down by Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx has a good lead here going towards Emad. He has more health than both of them combined. He might be able to take both of them out here depending on how this plays out. You know, maybe he finds a boat and chases him down. I'm not sure, but he's not letting go. He's going to keep chasing him. There's a boat right there. Emad's in the boat. Emad might start using the boat rocket to shoot at Nick Merckx.
Nah, it's pickaxe only.
Let's do this game for you.
All right.
Oh, Emad is opting not to use the boat rocket. He thinks it might break the rule. I think it's fine if you use the boat rocket. You just can't use weapons. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Nick Merckx chasing him down. They've got to recover. Oh my goodness. Felix pushing into Nick Merckx. Macwood and Unknown Army here as well. Nick Merckx finds himself a semi-truck. He's gonna try to run them over. He's lining up the ram right here. Is he gonna get the elim? Oh, just barely missing. They hopped in the car.
This is literally the metaphor of the day. Nick Merckx coming in, ramming the tournament here. Now he's coming in trying to get some elims with the Mac Diesel truck. Has Upshaw's team alongside with Maddie and SP, and now he's on the full retreat, understanding that he has to get away and run away from a trio. And that's the thing. You're not going to be able to catch up to them without that speed boost. So I would have liked to see, Pepper plays. Peppers will be a huge factor in getting those elims. So, and maybe the player will be able to get some elims. Nick Merckx joining in the SPK trials through the VIP entrance, coming in late and getting himself an elim and getting another one for Nate Hill's trio, now in full retreat. But the Impam is here, SypherPK.
They are here. Nick's making a grand entrance, picking up a quick elim, keeping it alive for his team as well. Macwood, Unknown Army. They're in a truck. Vehicles are really going to play an important role here. 40 players still alive, so this is going to be a stacked end game. I have no idea how this is going to play out.
And we're seeing a zone has made an appearance here in the SypherPK trials here on the Coral Castle side of things. So we can see more boats into play. Looks like Punisher out there in the Frey Island for a moment here. I feel so bad for Nick A30's team. They've been on the receiving end of a lot of Macwood pressure and getting converted into lobby points. In the same
it might happen again right here.
Help me, Upshaw, help me.
It might happen. You got a little standoff right now, Maddie versus this Corn. The Corn coming in. Maddie down to 100 health, 10 shield. Corn seems to be very aggressive. It's Nate Hill. He's down to 20 health. One more pickaxe and he's done for. Oh.
All right, man. Can we play the fucking game
Unfortunate.
I think Nick Merckx is out as well.
Yep. Nick Merckx was subbing in for Nate Hill.
I don't know.
Coming in hot, man.
3 eliminations so far for Maddie's team and F-Shaw. So
About
7 more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing the vibes are still high for Maddie's team, and the vibes have been really high for Rubik's team as well. Been sitting in third place. $1,000 will be awarded if they finish here. But we already talked about the multipliers. 10 elims gets you 2 times the points. 15 gets you 3 times. And of course, if you drop 20 elims in a pickaxe only, you will walk away with 3 times, and that will be essentially, I think, unless you're Macwood, of course, that will win you the game. Like, that essentially win you the game for the major comeback here, Cypher.
Absolutely, and these guys, you know, they're in third place. I thought they were going to play a little bit more aggressive. To be honest with you, they've got the gas canisters, so they might be looking to make some gas canister plays, which would be perfectly legal because they're just going to drop the gas canisters and pickaxe them and run away before the explosion happens. But they might just be opting to try to secure the top 3 placement, not play too aggressive and not risk it, because if they went out early, it would be GG for them. Lix's team in the top 10 right now, also trying to make a last game push for the leaderboard.
And this is where things get kind of intense, where you're knowing that you're in the money and you just want to hold on. And sometimes the passive play can cost you the bag.
Damn, boys.
And we saw a lot of teams land on Zate Hill. Saw Monster T-Face's team landing there.
Oh man, look at the amount of cabbages.
Yeah,
that he has. He has 30 cabbages. There's definitely going to be potential heal off going into this with pickaxes only. We got some aggressive plays coming in right here from Zami.
The classic chop play is happening as a taxi cab flies in. Zemi played in the Nikkei 30 Creator Cup. This is an opportunity. Zemi's known for his beams. Can't beam here. You're seeing a harpoon play coming out here as Dukes of Nuke is trying to hold on as much as possible. This feels like a destruction derby here as so many cars are being in use. And here goes. Can he get the ram play?
He's looking at getting a ram right here. Hit him for 100, but no fall damage. He just pushed him back. His vehicle's down to 45 health. It's going to explode. It might be a good idea to pull up near a team and just pickaxe your vehicle.
It's a big explosion.
Oh, the fire's coming in right now.
Uh-oh.
Another car driving by. It's Nizar.
Oh man, I just love that he's seeing your cousin here. And hey, it was so far when they don't have the used, common Fortnite things, they're able to survive. So maybe this gas station right here would be a very valuable thing here at Pleasant if they could keep that into play, get all those vehicles up. Another opponent right in front of him. Can Zemi go ahead? Now the thing about the whiplash is he needs some momentum. But look at this triple ram play from Zemi, Ready, and Duke.
He's going to run them out of mats, and he went for a piece control play right there to try to box him in.
I'm getting stuck.
Zemi trying to make the play happen for his team.
Bro.
I don't know how the stink bows are coming out. That's not a valid strategy, unless that was a stink fish. I don't know if throwables are.
Sometimes you throw it out on accident.
Yeah, true. Might have gone for a heal with the stink fish and accidentally thrown it. Perfectly understandable. They're still putting pressure. Both these teams, some of them in cars, some of them on the floor. They're going in for the pickaxe. Reddish has a lot of mats here. She gets boxed up. Gotta be careful. Hopping in Duke's car, and they're trying to swerve out. Another car goes flying in. What is going on right now?
I'm just surprised to see so many. I feel like I'm watching a different battle royale of a long time ago where vehicles were very popular here. We're seeing how powerful they can be when there's no opportunity to shoot them out and shoot them out of commission, and when there's no need to upgrade. There's going to be a lot of vehicles running around here, but a couple pickaxes. They've been chasing this person for a long time. Now we got some couple nice tags there, 40. Right then and there with some nice pickaxe swings using the classic minty pickaxe. I remember that so many people wanting this pickaxe. I think it's one of the rare ones. Yeah.
Yep. Oh no, Reddish might be going down here. Reddish goes down. Zemi was also weak as well. Looks like this fight is coming to an end. No shakedown required. You know where the teams are. A little bit of a replenish right there. They're up to 4 eliminations, Maddie's team. If they take out Duke and Upshaw, which they're looking to do, they'll be up to 6, only 4 away from doubling their elimination points.
That's huge. And looks like all they need is a tag. Look at that. A 3-player pursuit against Duke. Duke is just trying to survive. And if they just get one tag on this trio, that's just going to be enough to get that valuable point, and more importantly, that elim. But Duke's not going to give it up for free. Duke's on the full retreat here. And this may be, I mean, I understand why they're pushing here. They need this elim to get that. But if Duke gets into this taxi cab, he's out. Maddie actually, Maddie was able to get in.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Not much you can do in the passenger seat if you just have.
Maybe put some builds to slow it down, you know?
I'm not even sure. I mean, Duke has a flopper. He has a med kit. He's looking to run over Maddie's teammates. He's taking Maddie into
Maddie's
storm. Maddie's staying in, being stubborn. There she goes. He hopped out. Now he's flipping back around. He's down to barely any health. He's gonna have to swap seats and eventually put on a flopper, and then he's gonna have to swap seats again and maybe put on the med kit. But now he's running into this house. The storm is ticking for 2. The other team still looking for him. Are they gonna find him here? He's got 3 med kits. He could literally hide here for quite a bit of time.
Now we're gonna take a peek over at our first place team of Macwood. A little bit more chilly comms over there. There is someone that they're in pursuit of just for a second here as the battle is going down there in the boardwalk as Duke of Nukes was able to survive the pressure from Team Maddie here. First place so far. I'm taking a look at it. It looks like they have a couple of elims banked right here in Sweaty Sands, and I feel like I'm watching Mad Max or something, man. It just feels like vehicular combat and everyone's running around with their pickaxes out. It's very barbaric. And we talked about this season being primal, but this is totally barbaric that we're watching right here.
Absolutely. It's getting kind of scrappy. People are doing whatever they can, collecting gas canisters and some fish as well. We'll see how it plays out. There's still 32 players alive. Seems like when you take away their guns, there's going to be a lot of people still kicking it towards the end game. But we'll see how this end game actually plays out. It's gonna be pretty chaotic.
You can go into storm and chop them out.
Down. I literally have
pretty chaotic here. You're hearing the comms. Scented is out, so it's up to EMAT and Commandment. They're in second place. So right now they haven't been aggressive, and I don't think so that you'll find a lot of elims at in game. It's just gonna be a little bit too chaotic. And there is another sky base up for grabs here.
I think
they might go and take down the sky base. It's a couple free eliminations. And that sky base is in storm. Is it worth pursuing? Because this storm is going to start ticking for 5. They do have the heals to make it happen. Oh, this really sucks because I wanted this sky. This is a different sky base as well right here. We've got 2 attempted sky bases right now. And Sparkles are trying to bring a vehicle up their sky base.
Can I get in? Did I throw this at him?
I gotta respect it. We did see when it came down into the kind of like the locking cup, if you had even the smallest sky base, you were able to do well, and out they go. It looks like that sky base is going to be able to hold, but you do know in arena you only have 1,500 type of material, so you can't really last this long, but you got to be careful here. One wrong turn, and we all know sometimes the fall damage, you could just explode this car. If you can land it on the 4 wheels, you'll be able to survive.
Yep. And here's another thing. The sky bases are going to be completely safe at a certain point, unless somebody starts cranking up. Looks like there's like 2 sky bases going on here. These guys are on a lower sky base. A lot of people are opting to build up the sky bases. They just got to make sure no one goes into storm and takes them out. Look, a little bit of friendly banter among the other sky bases.
Chat.
If there's enough sky bases, which I'm seeing more and more people pull them out, you know, a lot of teams will be within range. These guys have managed to bring a car up here. Like, that's going to be actually very useful. If they go flying down the sky base in the end game with a vehicle, they could crush some people on the way down.
I'm going to manifest. I want to see a pickaxe battle in a sky base, please. That will be my manifestation. And if there's a car up there, so be it. There's nothing like having a final victory out in a sky base battle. We all know it's rare to see a sky base up there, and people are, in a sense, as we're seeing the laughs. I think this is the overall goal of this trial, Cypher. Good times and laughs.
Absolutely. I love how players have been reacting to the rounds. The audience has been really enjoying it as well. A lot of really goofy strategies that you really can't do in your standard Fortnite tournaments coming to light. And that's kind of the whole point of this tournament, is to have a good time.
or even in pubs.
Yeah,
Even in public matches, we all know a sky base is just not possible these days anymore. I always have a golden rule. If I see someone doing a sky base, I gotta do my best to crank up there to join them. But at the same time, even the people in the sky base don't want you to do that either. They're going for that victory royale, and that is what's up for grabs. This is a victory royale that's still into play. So far, if EMAD, GG, and his trio could able to get some more, they could close the gap up from first place. That's currently being held by Macwood as you see them off into the distance. This is the SypherPK Trials, the last and final round 7 going down here right now. $10,000 up for grabs. First place is going to get $6,000. Second's going to get $3,000, and third place is going to get $1,000. So a lot of opportunities here, and I just love seeing that big old Mack truck into play. No doubt the vehicle of choice is going to be the Bear, considering you don't need a lot of play, but Rowdy Bros is doing his best to run away, and poor Jivian just gonna have to,
man,
my goodness, the triple pickaxe,
and he's got coned on the way out. It's just not looking good for him. The poor chicken goes down right there to Noah Riverson. Oh God. Oh, he just pickaxed them. they were all okay. They were all able to get out. Like look, even the heat of the moment, he pickaxed the gas canister, and all 3 got out untouched.
This warms, but it's a build battle at height. You got Bonsai Bros right above.
What is going on here?
This
two
is
teams,
a beautiful sight.
And you know what's crazy is that like they're just like they're gonna have to fight eventually. You know, the banana squad. You got another squad up top.
Can I fish them off?
You know,
Yes, you can. You can. Fish him.
oh wait, he has a fishing rod.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes, you can use a fishing rod because it's not gonna do any damage. If he hits one of them, he could throw them off the sky base. Oh man, is he gonna do it?
Oh no!
Yes! Oh no!
He
just holds on.
Hold them off.
They need to build out a bit more.
There's space. They got back in the car.
Here we go.
Gas cans too, by the way.
This is a very like.
It's pulling back to us.
It feels like I'm watching Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? You kind of boop them off there.
Almost, you know, you gotta flick it.
It's gonna go for like the what is it? The hog play right here with the hook.
Cypher said we can use the rod.
Yep, he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
It's a roadhog
It's
play.
really hard to hit somebody with a fishing rod. They would have to be standing still. Looks like they're opting to sit in the car for a safer approach.
What is going on? This is the Fortnite that I love. This is the Fortnite that I wish that pubs were sometimes.
Absolutely. Oh, gas canister. They would have to pickaxe the gas canister and then edit it down. It would knock out their builds.
Whoa.
Oh my God! They decided to fly off with the car. Are they gonna survive the fall?
What?
They did. It's ticking for 5. They gotta get back in.
No.
They lost 1.
Sparkles is still alive. They went to the bush.
Oh my God! What a play! You know they could. Infi could still walk in and get him. Oh no, Sparkle's being pickaxed.
Our car just yeeted itself off the entire.
I don't think they intentionally.
No, I think the car said, I've had my time up here. I choose life, and the car just yeeted itself off the sky base. It was just some. Hey, cars are not supposed to be that high, dude.
Yeah, the car was like, I need to get back to the ground. You know, thank you very much, but my time has come. I need to go back down. That was insane.
We definitely have to take a look at the replays here. Sky bases are rolling out. We're in the top 22 right now. 22 players are alive, and no doubt placement points are coming soon after us. Bonsai Bros, Headshot Chick, and Tutular there. Ooh.
Oh, almost.
It's a very aggressive way, but I don't know if they're going to have enough builds here to hold on, as you're seeing some chop plays happening here, as Infi, I believe, is the last remaining member of that QD team. But that was just a spectacle to see on the low ground.
It's crazy on the low ground.
You're seeing the madness that
back with unknown in a car as well.
Looking for those car plays, and now you see Rubik's, who have seemed to be able to find in-game as long as possible, still up. And oh no, fall damage takes Noah W, who is in 4th place at the moment, alongside with Riverson.
And he went down with 3 slurpfish. I think Riverson needs to make a play for Noah's loot. But he might not. He might just stay ahead of the circle in the situation.
It's so scary. If you get on the ground floor, someone's going to push you with the bear truck. So he's going to have to invest as much as possible. You're seeing the grocery list of inventory currently in Riverside. You got 4 meat, 14 cabbages, 15 apples, and
So he robbed the Costco.
he
Got the
did or
bananas,
something.
guys.
It didn't take any kind of real money, but walked out with the goods. And right now he's
Got
getting
the
pick-ass right in the
bananas.
face right now.
Oh no!
You know,
We need
my
top five,
goodness,
bro.
it looks like
He
the
messed up the
events-
edits and went down. He had so much heals on him. Oh, the enemy team might not even realize it. It looks like they're ignoring his loot. If only they knew that he was dropping 30 vegetables on his body.
An unbelievable EMAD, GG, Commandment Incentive with the Joyride, but Macwood's trio is doing really well. Let's look at the count. 6 elims again. If they get 4, it's going to double their output in points. They're going to get a big tag right here.
They've got 8 as a team. They just need 2 more to double their points.
Yes.
And they're already in first.
Couple of nice tags right here. This
guys
is going
are
to be a
just
clutch factor to
murking everyone.
secure
It
the
doesn't matter what game.
$6,000 that is the
Last
first
4
place finish
games,
here.
just
And we've all
annihilated
seen this
people.
before in the Lachlan Cup. You catch someone out of the storm, it may just be a couple more tags here as the zone is closing.
Oh my god, I'm done.
Here goes the cone, just misses it. That person has a pepper pop, so they're able to move around really well. We still got teams on the high ground right now.
So fast.
In their sky base, like, are they gonna come flying down? What's the game plan here? They're chasing this guy down. He's got the pepper. They can't lock him up, but they just got him. He's one shot, and he goes down to Unknown Army and Macwood.
This could be the 10th elim right here.
Oh, they got him.
They've secured it. 10 eliminations. That's double the points. So 20 from the eliminations plus whatever placements they get. They've got it. This person was just trying to out heal them with the flopper.
What is
Oh, they
going
just
on?
dropped another person down. Gas canister coming down. Stinkfish being thrown down as well. They've got heals. They've got medkits. Another player dropped.
Doesn't
The
matter.
teams on height have had to come down. We see Ducky. He's riding a motorcycle on the roof of height right now.
I'm just going to see what's the Skybase teams doing. Let's take a peek up there. Yes.
They're still up here.
They're still up. They're surviving. Actually, Bonsai went for the chop to hell.
Oh, he just got
Bonsai.
edited down.
Just jumps all the way.
Down he goes as Bonsai made that ultimate sacrifice, going for the head play. And looks like Headshot Chick is still up there. So team members on there, but down low, another elim reads true. And
What
they're
is
going to put
going
this
on?
big statement game right here, right now, and
You guys
literally
are
go
just
into the bank
destroying
and check out
everyone.
$6,000.
I have bandages. So
Did he time this right?
Oh, he did?
They're popping the med kit.
He did. And he's got one more piece of meat to eat. Do these other teams have more heals? That's the question.
No.
It's coming down to a heal off. A-Kicks almost popped that med kit. He goes down.
Let's go.
Forbes, he found the grocery list and had enough cabbages to win it. Congratulations. They were in 4th place. This could secure them a top 3 placements.
Woo!
GG,
Unbelievable.
guys, GG.
What a hectic finish there for round 7, which is basically pickaxe only. Cypher. We had sky bases. We had like triple, quadruple sky bases. We had a lot of vehicular combat down below, but it all came down to a classic heal off for that Victory Royale.
Absolutely. And, this was such a crazy tournament. Every single round really shifted and changed things up. We still saw the pro teams rise to the occasion and adapt really well. We saw some really funny plays. We saw some sky bases. Just about a lot of things that you don't really see too much these days. We saw it today, and I was glad we were able to make it happen.
All right, we're going to have to take a look at all the standings and make sure we correctly kind of build out the rest of it. No doubt Macwood team may most likely want it all, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, make sure we got everything right, make sure the points are all good, and we're going to see who is the winner of the SypherPK trials here on Cypher's channel. Be right back.
Obviously, Unknown Army. Destroying people. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. I was meant to stream today, but I really wanted to watch this, so I just thought I'd stream it while I was watching it. Hopefully get more people in as well. Obviously, I'm streaming it off. I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so I'm glad I can provide it to the people that don't have Twitch. Hope you had a good time, man. Hope you enjoyed the SypherPK trial. Let me know which one were your favourite round. I think my favourite out of all of them was the hot drop, just because of the way Unknown Army, Matlock, and the other teammates' name, how they just destroyed the whole lobby. And that was just absolutely out.
It is over. SypherPK Trials has been wrapped up, and 7 amazing round-filled actions here. I am Sancho West alongside SypherPK. What an unbelievable run. We will soon have an interview with the winners very shortly. But Cypher, I got to ask you quickly, what was your favorite moment of the day?
Honestly, it's just got to be the start. That first round where everybody was flying in. It was such a cool shot. Everyone flying into that tower and jumping off. And what's funny is the team that lost the 5 points, it seems like they're the team that ended up winning the whole thing. So looks like, you know, that -5 points didn't really affect them too much.
All right, Cypher, this is your trials. Go ahead and announce the winner of it all.
Congratulations, Unknown Army, Macwood and Bucky taken in first place.
Wow.
$6,000. That's $2K a piece. Emad's team, which was one of my top predictions, coming in second place, $3,000. And then Rubik's team was super consistent. The top 3 teams were amazingly consistent. But look at that point difference right now for Macwood's team, because they hit that 2x multiplier on their last game, and they didn't even need it. They were in the lead regardless. But they came out and they won the last 2, the second to the 6 and 7, or 5 and 6, and they ended up getting second place in the last game. So they were super consistent and super like dominant. Like they just took out so many players, dropping 20 bombs left and right. You'll love to see it.
I really hope that this lets everybody know that the spirit of Fortnite is still alive. The fun, the crazy antics, the sky bases are still there. And that if there is a format that supports it, SypherPK's trial is definitely something to definitely think about. Let's take a look at the rest of the standings and how close everybody was here. It was a very tight competition. We had some people move up the board there with the no weapon round. We do know the top 3 in 4th place, Noah W plays, come in with 46, just so close. We saw him go down to some fall damage. Saf move up the board just a little bit there with 29 points. And then 6, Hippie Habitat, 7th place. Nate Hill, who had a late substitution from Nick Merckx, which is probably one of the highlights of the tournament, seeing Nick Merckx out there as a Bush Ranger doing some damage. Speaking
right,
of
guys,
Rangers,
I'm going to call it a night here.
With 23 points. Action Man with
thank
22.
you for everybody
Melissa,
that
18 and Maddie,
came into the chat. Thank you for everybody that was watching. Hope all the YouTube people, everyone from YouTube enjoyed watching some of the content.
Here we have Ducky the Gamer with some cheeky plays. And
you know, guys,
if
you liked it,
who had that awesome sky base. I love it. Nick
also hit that bell so you know when I'm going to go live next.
PK family there in Pleasant
I will
Park.
be streaming
Look at that. They're
right next to each other. Yeah.
14th and 15th place, of course. The rest of the field, Cozy, Sparkles, Cutie, Reddish.
Longer than I thought. But I do appreciate it, guys. Also, obviously,
thank you so much for playing. No trophies handed out.
Love you guys. Peace out.
Team here.
Crazy
but
out,
hey,
guys.
it was really good to see you out
Stay
there.
safe.
I appreciate you. And then hopefully we get to see more.